Beautiful Lake Martin, not too far of a drive from us here today for our matchup that is bound to have playoff implications. It's the Tatum Eagles and the Roughnecks of White Oak. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tatum Eagle Stadium for this presentation of Texas high school football on ASN1. Jared Jones, Tatum Eagle Stadium, happy to be with you as the Eagles and Roughnecks just moments away from taking the field. This matchup, fair to say, has a lot of riding on it. In a district that has pretty much been relatively top-heavy, it's bound to have a victor. And tonight, both of these teams looking to find their footing at the perfect time. The Tatum Eagles come into this game with a 5-3 overall record, district record of 2-2. The White Oak Roughnecks, a similar overall record at 5-3. However, in district play, they are sitting at 1-3. In terms of playoff implications, the Tatum Eagles currently sitting comfortably at 4th. Behind them, the Gladewater Bears, who are also in action tonight, and we'll get to those other district matchups in a shake. But below those Gladewater Bears, in 6th place and out of the 7-team district, are the Roughnecks of White Oak, again at 5-3 and 1-3 in district play. The Roughnecks and head coach Mike Ludlow, a very fantastic year, at least when you compare it to last season. Went 0-10 and 0-5 in district play this season, looking to clinch a 500 record. And most importantly, according to many Roughneck fans, whether that be in person or social media, the three words that have rung true between the Roughneck community and the streak. What streak, you may ask? Well, even though this is the first, they had their first meeting back in 1968. The Eagles have dominated this series, winning the past 14 matchups. Their last meeting, funnily enough, in October 13th of last year, the Roughnecks fell 49-15. Those same Tatum Eagles, led by head coach Whitney Keeling, who we'll hear from in a second. Actually, let's go ahead and hear from him now. Our first of two pregame interviews. First with head coach Whitney Keeling. We'll hear from Coach Ludlow and more coming up in the pregame.
Coach, here in the pregame, a very important night. It's senior night. It's the chance that the seniors get to step here in Tatum Eagle Stadium, play in front of their adoring fans and a home crowd one last time. What's the importance, at least to you, to give these seniors a great send-off?
Well, senior nights are special, not just for the football team, but for the dance line and the band and the cheerleaders. The community to get to see their kids play one last time on the home field. So, we want to go out and play well, and hopefully if everything goes our way that, everybody can go home and be celebratory when it's over with.
Coach, back to your high school days. Do you have any senior night memories or senior day memories?
Well, that's been a long time ago, but I have a ton of these senior memories with my own sons playing for me, and those are special times that, that we reminisce about all the time, and so I think these kids, just to be able to be on the field all together that one last time at home, it's very special.
And of course, this game, not only just in the senior night aspect, is big in magnitude in terms of the playoff picture. It's simple as you can get it. Win and you're pretty much in. Going into the prep rally, walking through the halls in practice, does the team and the coaching staff of the community understand how important of a game this is?
Well, I know our kids do. We did not perform very well last week, and we kind of refocused ourselves more or less about fixing ourselves and not worrying about the opponent as much. White Oak's a good team. They've improved a ton from last year, so we're going to have to play better to win for sure.
Let's discuss Coach Ludlow and those Roughnecks. Went winless last season. Now this year, they pretty much clinched a 500 season, and with a couple of balls falling their way, they can mess around and get into the playoffs themselves. What have you seen from the Roughnecks on film that's helped them turn their program around in such a quick amount of time?
Well, I think they were really young last year. Young kids seem to make more mistakes than veteran kids, and so just their year of growth is I think is really the magnitude that they've gotten better from. We have to do a really good job of defending what they do, and they're a very wide open spread football team that you have to defend the pass and the run, and so it's going to take a really good effort from us, but I feel very confident in our kids. They're going to be real prepared and ready to play.
Let's keep talking about your Eagles, Coach. What's the week in practice been? What are some things from the previous week that you touched on in practice that you're looking forward to seeing improvement in tonight?
Well, I'm not real for sure why. I just don't think that we were real focused to play Atlanta. I think we went into a hostile environment. It was their senior night. They were focused and they were ready to play. And I think for whatever reason, our guys just weren't prepared. And I take a lot of blame for that. But so we concentrated on finish. That was our motto for the week is, we had 3 drives inside the 20-yard line that we didn't finish. And so this week has been all about, we need to finish every play throughout their week of practice, and I think they've done a great job with that.
Now, Coach, let's finish off with some lighter, or I guess in this case, sweeter fare. Halloween was last night. Did you get any trick-or-treating or anything like that?
Well, when you're a football coach, you're actually gone. And so we were at White Oak last night for JV and junior highs. My wife said it was very eventful, so there was people banging on the door until 9:30, 10 o'clock last night. So she clicked the lights off and went to bed. That's what she told me. So, but, that's all in good fun. It's great for the kids to be able to get out and be in a safe environment for sure.
Least favorite Halloween candy, if you could pick?
Candy corn. I can't stand it.
No way.
Yes, it's terrible. Whoever came up with wax and made it into something that they called corn is beyond me. That's terrible.
Anti-candy corn.
Yes, it's Twix, Paydays, Snickers. Those are the ones. Candy corn. Whoever came up with that. I think that was just a cheap model or something.
So, Coach Keeling, we have it on a record, anti-candy corn.
Don't call that in because they want to sponsor me or something. I would take it. I'm just telling you I don't like it.
So if Birch's Candy Corn called and said, hey, we want to be the official candy of the Tatum Eagles, what's that phone call going to be like?
Well, I will lie and just tell them that, hey, we really enjoy it and hopefully they'll give us enough money for that we can oversee the fact that their candy's terrible.
So what if they say, all right, Coach, we'll give you the money, but you have to have like an advertisement every week to where you have to eat candy corn. What then?
I'm not for sure about that, Jared. That's not something in my cards, I don't think.
So, Tatum Eagle head coach Whitney Keeling, as always, fantastic and a fun time to have on the pregame. Anti-candy corn. All right, let's see if that anti-candy corn rhetoric translates to a sweet victory here tonight. We'll be back in 1 minute, and when we come back, we heard from one anti-candy corn head coach. Will White Oak head coach Mike Ludlow be pro-candy corn or maybe even neutral? Find out all that and more. The pregame continues on the ASN.
Give it everything. At Pelshey and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
Oh, when my Marco's craving hits, it really hits. And with unlimited medium one-topping pizzas for $6.99 each, I can cover tonight's cravings and tomorrow's. Nice. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Feast your eyes on Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico. Fresh dough made daily, topped with our signature sauce. 3 real cheeses, classic pepperoni, plus crispy cupped Old World pepperoni. Pure pepperoni perfection for just $9.99, but for a limited time only.
Back on the Antler Sports Network, pregame continuing here from Tatum Eagle Stadium. It's the Roughnecks and the Eagles just moments away as we continue our countdown to kickoff. Speaking of our countdown to kickoff, we just heard from a couple of moments ago, Tatum Eagle head coach Whitney Keeling. I also had a talk with White Oak head coach Michael Ludlow.
Have Coach Ludlow here in the pregame as we get ready for the matchup between the Eagles and the Roughnecks in Tatum, Texas. Coach Ludlow, your opponent tonight, Coach Whitney Keeling, is anti-candy corn. Any thoughts on that?
Anti-candy corn, that's almost un-American to a sense, I think. I don't know. You kind of shocked me with that one. So, I guess it is what it is. To each their own.
So you're pro-candy corn?
I'm not anti-candy corn. I'll say that.
Kind of neutral?
Yeah, I'm candy corn neutral, I guess you'd say, yeah.
So what is your favorite Halloween candy?
Man, I'm all about the little mini candy bars, right? Like if I can get a Twix in there, maybe a Kit Kat. It sets my night off, man. I'm good.
So least favorite, since it's not candy corn?
Oh, don't give me any the black jelly beans and all that type of stuff. The black licorice ones. Yeah, I can't do that, man. Yeah, don't hit me with a bag of jelly beans and have a bunch of those in there.
You have a bag or a basket of candy waiting for you at home?
No, usually I just try to poach off my kids.
Are they big fans of the good old-fashioned dad tax on Halloween, or what are their thoughts?
Well, I'm not really sure what their thoughts are. I just kind of go with it and just don't really ask.
So, did Jackson have any candy for Halloween?
He kind of got out of that phase, but I'm pretty sure he's joined my club and he kind of steals off his sister, so he learned from me, so he's got it,
So let's go from candy to getting to football. Of course, it's a big game tonight against the Tatum Eagles. A win tonight will get you one step closer trying to inch your way into a playoff spot. So what'll it take to leave Tatum, Texas with a win?
Man, I think big thing coming into it is the physicality of the game. I told my kids earlier the most physical team's going to win this game, and we fully believe that. So coming into this game right here, ours is a rock-hard mindset right now, being able to come into this thing and do what we have to kind of set the tone, the physicality side of things, and set the pace on each side of the ball, too. We want to play fast on both sides of the ball and be able to create our own opportunities and not wait on someone else to do it for us.
Now, Coach, it's almost like a Netflix-like turnaround from season to season. Now you're 500 ball club looking to get into the postseason. What was this past offseason like? Take us into that transitional phase of taking that next step.
Yeah, we come through this thing, and, we go 0-10 last year. It was my first year here, and we didn't have an offseason going into it. I got in kind of late, and it was just jump in, and here we go. And we were really, really young. We were really young. When I say young, we had a bunch of sophomores on that team. And so this year, we got the same team back, and now there's still a bunch of them are juniors, and we got some seniors mixed in there too. And it's just it's a group that's kind of been battle tested and had to go through some stuff that maybe other people didn't have to go through. And when we did that, they went through things in that off season that they had to endure at times, and they had to figure out what the grind really was about. And the way we do our boot camp, the way we do our off season, the way we sell out for our speed training, the way we do things in the summer, just all of it. It was a grind for them to understand that anything worthwhile, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to hurt. It's going to be painful, So to be from 0-10 last year, now still have a bunch of really young guys, and coming into this to be 5-3 right now, it's a big step and a big turn. But we're not worried about record. Every week we say we're 0-0, and our kids are going into that mindset of how do we get better this week? How do we come out and approach this game so that we set ourselves up for success in the future?
Now, Coach, first time having your Roughnecks on the Antler Sports Network. We formally welcome you guys. So tell us about some of the players we should look out for, keep our eyes on.
Yeah, man, we've had a pretty balanced attack this year as far as when you look offensively. We've had a pretty balanced attack. We're over 1,600 yards passing, over 1,600 yards rushing. So we've been pretty balanced across the board. Our quarterback, Jackson Little, he's a junior. He's thrown for over 1,600. He's ran for right at 700, and he's counted for like 26 touchdowns on the year. We've got a running back, couple running backs really that are splitting carries between it, and with Junior Allen and Levi Sipes, and they've come into this thing with Levi not even really being a running back to start the year out, transferred over to that spot, and now all of a sudden he's a bruiser for us. Big kid, really gets downhill, doesn't mind sticking his nose in there on pass pro. We've got a kid that's he can go a little bit in the slot with Logan Ladwig, and he's had 635 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns. Also has a kick return touchdown this year. Braden Bratcher's kind of that kid that goes up and gets the ball for us. Another 400 and something yards receiving there. So Tyson McKinney is a couple hundred yards receiving, has really come on there in the clutch for us, and you'll see a lot of those names show up for us on the defensive side. Cameron Venable, physical kid, plays a Mike backer for us. He's got like 82 tackles on the year, sticking his nose in there. Bryce Morgan has like 10 tackles for loss on the year from the outside backer spot. Scotty Breitenberg, bunch of passes defense, the corner spot, a few picks. And we're kind of one of those teams it's not about who makes the play. I tell you, those stats kind of tell you what numbers have started to happen, but it's not about who makes the play. It's about how we set each other up by doing our job in order for somebody in a Roughneck junior uniform to make the play.
Now, Coach, going into this game, it's no secret that the district that you're playing in, it's almost like a playoff game every week when you hit the road. It's hostile environments everywhere you look. How has being able to play in those environments and play well help you fine-tune for this later half of the season?
Yeah, man, you're right. It's a gauntlet in our district. It's like we talk about all three teams. All three of our losses have been to top 15 teams, and 2 of them inside the top 10. And the thing about it for us is stepping into adversity like that and seeing it firsthand has helped our guys. Like we talked about the youth and some of the experience, it's helped us to grow. Find a way to handle situations that are. It's a lot of adversity that we can try to turn into an advantage for us if we keep stacking those things on top of each other, So we talked about it this year as far as building the foundation, and the foundation comes with every snap in every game, not just every game. So within those snaps, we found things that we've gotten better at, and we found things we had our deficits at, and we've worked to make our deficits our strengths, and we're hoping that tonight, we can piece all those.
everything. At Pelshakey and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
When my Marco's craving hits, it really hits. And with unlimited medium one-topping pizzas for $6.99 each, I can cover tonight's cravings and tomorrow's. Nice. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Feast your eyes on Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico. Fresh dough made daily, topped with our signature sauce. 3 real cheeses, classic pepperoni, plus crispy cupped Old World pepperoni. Pure pepperoni perfection for just $9.99, but for a limited time only.
Everything. At Pelshakey and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
Moments away from concluding the pregame. The Little Eagles of the Tatum Eagles coming out of the Big Eagle Tunnel. Right to our right, immediate right, here at Tatum Eagle Stadium. Jared Jones, happy to be with you as we take a brief moment to go ahead and introduce our starting lineups. First, the defense for the visiting White Oak Roughnecks. On defense, they'll have Lucas Frazier, that defensive end. Gavin Meadows, they call him Cheesecake, a D tackle. Jose Garcia, the D tackle. And Dakota Green, the final defensive end, rounding out that defensive line. The linebackers go Bryce Morgan on the outside, Cameron Venable on the inside, as well as Kenny Poole. Junior Allen, the final outside linebacker. Two corners, Scotty Brittenberg, as well as Logan Ladwig, and the solo safety is Trevor Sizemore. That's the White Oak defense, and now we can go ahead and transition into the hosting Tatum Eagle offense. It is going to be a quarterback, the man, the straw that stirs the drink. Sitting at 48 throws and 24 completions, 361 yards, 6 touchdowns and an interception. The straw that stirs the drink. We already mentioned it. A guy that you may be familiar with if you've been checking out Lindale Eagle basketball is Jacory Bradley, the senior, donning the number 3 at QB. Jamari Gibson, the fullback, as well as Jackson Price, the running back. Kennington Harrison, the tight end, Caden Tatum, and Dustin Hennigan, the dueling wide receivers. The offensive line begins with Xavier Moore at left tackle, Taylor Rutherford at left guard, Harrison Freeman doing the snapping at center, Brody Downs at right guard, and Chris Gusoya at right tackle. For the White Oak offense, it's Jackson Ludlow, who will get more into his season later on in the broadcast. He will be doing the signal calling at quarterback. Levi Sipes at running back, Dylan Sanchez at the tight end, Logan Ladwig, Bryson Bratcher, as well as Tyson McKinney, the trio at wide receiver. The offensive line has Cooper Bridges at the left tackle, Cheesecake Gavin Meadows at the left guard, Caden Durham, the center, Dakota Green, the right guard, and Lucas Frazier in at right tackle. And finally, the Tatum Eagle defense to round out our starting lineups. It's Demarion Tolbert at defensive line, Chance Irby as well as Xavier Moore round out the trio at defensive line. Quincy Davis, Kennington Harrison, Carlos Hernandez, and Grayson Lee at linebackers. Brandon Howard at corner. Zaquay Smith, the right side corner. Luke Sigler, free safety. And Grant Adcock, the strong safety. Those are starting lineups brought to you by Felchik Kia Tyler. We're tough and never quits. We'll take a 3-minute break, and when we come back, we'll continue our countdown to kickoff from the ASM family of platforms. This is Texas High School Football.
Give it everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
When my Marco's craving hits, it really hits. And with unlimited medium one-topping pizzas for $6.99 each, I can cover tonight's cravings and tomorrow's. Nice. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Feast your eyes on Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico. Fresh dough made daily, topped with our signature sauce. 3 real cheeses, classic pepperoni, plus crispy cupped Old World pepperoni. Pure pepperoni perfection for just $9.99, but for a limited time only.
Everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
It's another edition of First and 10 with Rams head football coach Brad Sherrod. I'm Jimmy the St. Christopher. Happy days are here again for the 6th straight week this year as the Rams go to 6-0 after a 76-19 demolishing of Nelson, formerly Sagu, the Lions from Waxahachie. Got off kind of a, well, I don't want to say ominous start, but the Rams fell behind 13-0 within the first 2 minutes. 2 weird plays, weird being the fact that All-American Jason Price fumbled after a pretty good kickoff return, fumbled, and then a couple plays later, the Lions took it in for a score. And then the second kickoff at the 2-yard line, Price tried to patty cake it diagonally along the 2, and he lost the muff there. And another play after that, and it was 13-0, and there was a blocked extra point, but the Rams were behind 13-0 within the first 2 minutes. And Coach You haven't seen that on Jason Price, but you ever seen that 2 fumbles on 2 consecutive kickoffs?
I've seen that happen before. I think he was trying to overcompensate for the first fumble, and just kind of made a bad decision. But he cares so much. He's an individual that really cares, and I just told him to just go back in there and just do it one play at a time, and that's what he did. I took him out to settle him down a little bit, then I put him right back in there because I believe in him. And I never lose confidence because a kid makes a mistake. But I wanted to settle him down a little bit, then get him back in there, and he responded. And that's what people do. When we talked about mental toughness was our culture pillar for this week, and we talk about having grit, resiliency, and just having that and being able to persevere. And those kids were able to do that, and he was able to do that. He showed that. To me, that was the mental toughness piece of it, and he stepped up and responded in the right way.
And the Rams, as we said, were down 13-0 after those first 2 fumbles and that muff by Price. But what does that say for the Rams? You got to be proud of them to come back. There's still a lot of time left after the first 2 minutes being down 13-0. But they came right back and tied them up, and then really were never headed after that.
Well, the kids never panicked, and it was early in the game. They didn't panic. They just kind of stayed the course. But that, once again, that's the mental toughness piece of it. And we talked about that. There's going to be some good things happen, some bad things happen. How are we going to respond? And I thought they responded in the way that they should respond and that we want them to respond. And we want to face more of that as we go through the season. And the way they responded tonight and just kind of didn't panic under that situation, and really the teammates poured into Jason. And which means we're going to celebrate each other's success, and we're going to be there for each other when we have setbacks, and that showed tonight during that early situation in the game.
And a good showing on both sides of the ball. The Rams led at the half, 55-13. Carson Rogers, Mr. Efficiency, we're calling him Dr. Rogers because he was surgically carving up the Lions defense. And then, of course, on offense, Ernie Flash Caesar, number 3 this year now, but number 1, and everybody's running.
Give it everything. At Pelche Key and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
When my Marco's craving hits, it really hits. And with unlimited medium one-topping pizzas for $6.99 each, I can cover tonight's cravings and tomorrow's. Nice. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Feast your eyes on Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico. Fresh dough made daily, topped with our signature sauce. 3 real cheeses, classic pepperoni, plus crispy cupped Old World pepperoni. Pure pepperoni perfection for just $9.99, but for a limited time only.
Everything. At Pelche Key and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
Pregame has concluded. We are set and ready to go for the opening kickoff. Tatum won the opening kick and elected to receive, so they will take the opening kick. White Oak will be booting things off. We are up and away. Putting a leg into it will be Brady Prazak. It's a high arcing kick, not a lot of distance. Tatum gets a break on it at around midfield and sliding down at the 50-yard line with a fantastic return. It's going to be number 21, Quincy Davis, the 6'1" wide receiver sophomore. Makes a huge opening play, and that's what Tatum will take over first down and 10 to go. So as we go ahead and prepare, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the district standings as we get prepared for this huge matchup. As we see the Tatum Eagles sitting at 4th, White Oak sitting at 6th. A very important game. We heard from Coach Whitney Kaling. I spoke with him earlier. If the Eagles win, they're pretty much in. If White Oak wants a chance to get to the postseason, they have to get a win tonight. So they will open up on defense. 1st and 10. They'll be operating from the 45-yard line. If you're listening on ASN Radio, Tatum will be going from left to right. It's a quick throw immediately for the quarterback, that being Bradley. Incomplete was intended for Caden Tatum, and that's the first play of our contest. A quick throw. Don't see a lot of throwing the football from the Tatum Eagles. If you're a betting man or gal tuning in for today's game, bet on Tatum to keep the football on the ground. A team that's garnered on the ground alone over 2,600 yards. Yards passing, 361. That's through 8 games of play. It's a handoff right down Main Street into the mayor's office. However, didn't have an appointment, but we'll get a couple of yards. Short gain of around 3 is going to make it 3rd down, and let's mark it 7 or so to go. Tatum in the hosting green tops, black bottoms. White numerals and lettering with a black trim. Quick substitution now. Checking into the game for the Eagles is going to be Luke Sigler as well as Isaac McAllister. Now with 3rd and 7, we've played 40 seconds of football here in today's game. Expect White Oak to try to send the heat, a team that allows 39 points per game but puts up 34, just about the same as Tatum. Bradley under center. It's going to be a keeper for him. Steps back, looks to the left, jukes, and immediately gets crushed by a host of Roughnecks. First one to get there is going to be Kenny Pohl. And a huge play on 3rd down and long is going to bring up punting time for the Tatum Eagles. That was a loss of 3, now 4th and 10 on the way. And the White Oak defense coming up on the opening drive with a massive stop. They'll give them a little bit less than a loss of 3. They'll give them a loss of 2. Either way, kick time with 10:38 left to go. Back deep to receive for White Oak is going to be the quarterback, Jackson Ludlow. We'll check out his stats in a brief shake. As now the Eagles look to boot things off. Rolling kick. It's a line drive kick. Ludlow's lining it up, calling fair. Catches and rolls at around the 15. And that's where White Oak will take over 1st and 10. The very man who caught that return will be the very kid that will trot the White Oak offense on it to the field. As Jackson Ludlow, solid season so far for him, and is our player to watch for today. 107 yards through the air per game, 82.5 on the ground, 17 touchdowns via the pass, 9 via the rushing attack. So we should expect a lot from the junior in today's game. White Oak offense trots onto the field 1st and 10 for their opening drive. Averaging 185 yards rushing, 181 on the ground, a very balanced attack for 375 all-purpose contest. It's direct snap to Ludlow, steps right, goes forward, might have gained about 3 or so yards. Not the best gain in the world, but a solid start on 2nd down to make it around 2nd and 7. We play 2 minutes, 10 minutes flat, remaining in the first quarter of play. White Oak needs a lot to get into the postseason here. They need a win and a Gladewater win to at least stay alive. We'll check in on those important district games as the evening goes on. Notably enough, the stack at the bottom of your screen, yes, that is number 62, the captain, Lucas Frazier, lining up as a receiver. Quick jump, no flag though. It's going to be a keeper. Throw from Ludlow. It's complete across the left-hand side to Ladwig. Ladwig got absolutely crushed as he hauled it in. However, it is enough to move the sticks. 1st down and 10. And the White Oak offense immediately on their first drive getting solid offense going. Ball will be placed at the 28-yard line after the Ladwig catch. The Roughnecks bunched up. Lone receiver at the very top of your screen. Ludlow takes the shotgun snap, dropping back, looking to his right. He's got a man in the flat. He's immediately crushed. On the catch, it's going to be Brandon Bratcher. Bratcher is immediately shoved out of bounds. Tackle made by the Eagles, Aqualan Smith, the 5'11", 160-pound senior on the hit. However, Ladwig is able to gain a singular yard, a tough yard to get. With 8:58, the clock will halt. As they now get the play call from Coach Michael Ludlow in his second season. Looking for his first 5+ win season as a head coach since 2011. It's going to be a handoff. This one carried by Levi Sipes. Sipes gets to the original line of scrimmage and ain't going to get much more than that, folks. Tatum Eagles, they're almost immediately on that run right next to the right hash here at Tatum Eagles Stadium. Stadium now coming up on 3rd and 9. That was built in 1979. Max capacity of 3,671 raving fans. Big 3rd and 9 coming up now. Ludlow has 4 out wide. 2 slots, that being Ladwig as well as Brettenberg. Makes a quick adjustment at the line of scrimmage. 8 seconds to get the snap off now. 7, 6, he gets the snap. Drops back, pressure, strike across the middle. It's almost tipped, almost intercepted there. Great hand in the secondary for the Eagles by Grant Adcock. If Adcock was there just a second earlier, possibly could have been a pick, and now possible punting time for the Roughneck offense. With 4th and 9 coming up, 8:02 left to go, so we take another look. Throw was intended for Ladwig once more. Ladwig already has a catch, a solid reception in this contest. And now 4th down on the way for the Roughnecks. Running start for Ludlow on the kick, almost whacked. With it is Bradley, as Bradley takes a return, maybe a yard total, and now Tatum will begin 1st and 10 with pretty murky field position. Ball will be placed at the 35 or so yard line as we wait for the official spot. Want to thank the Instagram fan page of Wide Oak repping the Roughnecks for helping us compile our stats and playoff scenarios for tonight's broadcast. As the Tatum Eagle offense trots back onto the field. With 7:53 left to go, 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Bradley under center. It's going to be a handoff, breaking to the outside, looking for space is Caden Tatum. Tatum jukes to his left at the 30, goes back, and is going to lose yardage there. A hard-fought loss of around 2 yards will bring up 2nd down and 12. If you recall from Coach Ludlow in the pregame, the Roughnecks need to be tough if they want to survive in this one, and so far, they kept this Eagle rushing attack at bay. 7.5, under 7.5 left to go in this first period. After the Tatum loss of 2 by Caden Tatum. Here's 2nd and long. Dustin Hennigan, the lone receiver at the bottom of your screen. It's going to be a handoff and a juke right at the 40. Still barreling. Tackle's going to be made by White Oak's Michael Morgan. But a solid gain is going to make this a very much more manageable 3rd down. As now is decision time coming up, a very important 3rd down. Right at the 41-yard line, 3rd and 3 after the 9-yard gain. Coming into this one, heard from Coach Whitney Keeling after that last loss, 42-7 on the road at the Jackrabbits of Atlanta High. Looking to avenge that loss tonight. Coming up on 3rd and 3. It's going to be a handoff to Gibson. Gibson pushes forward the fullback, and it isn't going to get the 1st down. He's going to be short. Gain 1 single yard. Now 4th and 2 coming up. Back-to-back 4 and outs. Already coming up for the Tatum Eagles. Unless they're going to try to catch them offside, don't know. Their traditional offense is back onto the field. Bradley gets the White Oak Roughnecks to jump. They push forward. Might have gotten on the line of scrimmage, but of course Yellow Hankies on the field as we await the call from our officiating crew. Led by referee Greg Hare, umpire Jake Hutchins, headline judge Ellery Watson, line judge Don Holly, back judge Garrett Wiltz, side judge is going to be Terry Burns, and the field judge Jermaine Cohen as the officials convene right in front of the Roughneck defense. Our first penalty of the game as we get the call. Offsides penalty is going to be called against the Roughnecks. That will move the sticks. A fresh set of downs coming up for the Eagles as this drive will continue, knocking on the door of roughneck territory. Ball is going to be placed at the 48-yard line. 6:01 remaining in the first quarter. If you're listening on ASN Radio, the Eagles offense going from left to right. Eagles crowd the line of scrimmage again. It's going to be a handoff to Caden Tatum. Tatum has a couple of blocks upfield, still pushing through at the 40. Flag is thrown by the back, but that being the head referee, Gregory Hare. Barring the result of that penalty, a solid run by Tatum. Nonetheless, the biggest play from scrimmage he's had today. As it looks like this one might be against the Eagles. Gain of 17. And it is holding penalty called against the Eagles. So a 19-yard rush by Tatum will be wiped away. Now first down and 15 on the way from the 43-yard line with 5:46 left to go. Greg Hare gives instruction to roll the clock. As you can hear, the White Oak Roughneck Band, who will check out their performance at halftime. Congratulations to them, the newly christened 3A UIO State Marching Champions. Throw from Bradley, it's Bob will get complete. Breaking along the outside sideline at the 40, pushed out of bounds at the 37, is going to be a huge play. McAllister on the grab as we take another look. A play that Bradley let it out there just on the outside hand. Enough for his receiver to try to haul it in, and he indeed does, McAllister. Solid gain, and that will move the chains. I don't see any flags anywhere, so it will be 1st and 10, Tatum. Well inside Roughneck territory. Ball's on the 38-yard line. McAllister typically runs the football, has 8 rushes for 44 yards and 1 touchdown on the ground. There's going to be an option. Pitched by Bradley to Tatum. Tatum's going to get bobbed up in the backfield. However, flag is thrown in around the line of scrimmage. Tackle's going to be made once again by Brandon Bratcher. Bratcher, his 3rd tackle of the contest. As now we get the call from Gregory Hare. Yet another holding penalty is going to be called against the Eagles. Their 2nd of the evening. Coach Ludlow and company will accept. So once again brings up 1st down and 14 to go. We'll take another look. Last time the Eagles had 1st and long after a penalty. They were able to turn what could have been a detriment to the drive into what continued the drive. Ended up getting in the Roughneck territory for the very first time. So after the penalty, that'll make it 1st down and 20 to go. Ball's back on the 48-yard line. Ratley behind the center, steps back, bobble, trip. Looks like he might have tripped on the turf monster. Slow to get up, but he is okay. Swinging his arm in disgust, so that'll be an even bigger loss. Loss of around 4. Will make it 2nd and 24 to go. After the Ratley miscalculation, that followed a holding penalty, now pushes the Eagles back even further. Now, the Tatum offense looking to try to get that yardage back. Bradley, it's going to be a handoff along the left side to Jackson Prince, and Prince is bottled up in the backfield. The White Oak defense comes through once again. This time it's Kenny Poole, the 5'9", 150-pound junior on the TFL. His first TFL on the day, third of the day for the Roughnecks. Gain of absolute nada. We'll bring up 3rd and 24 to go with 3:56 left to go in the first quarter of play. The Roughneck defense has definitely been the story. Corners playing almost a full 15 yards back. It's going to be a drop back throw. Bradley's got a man down the field. It's caught! End zone! Touchdown Eagles! White Oak sold it on the pass, and an absolute bomb from Ja'Cory Bradley connected with Isaac McAllister. The very man who kept the drive alive just a couple of plays ago is now responsible for getting them on the board first with 3:36 left to go in the first quarter. Wow. White Oak's farthest safety was about almost 30 to 25 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And that still came back to bite him. Bradley with a perfect throw in double coverage. Weighing the PAT, the kick, the hold, it is through and true. Our new score after a massive play. The White Oak Roughnecks now down as the offense trots back onto the field. Back after this, 3:36, Tatum 7, White Oak nothing. From the ASM family of platforms, this is Texas High School Football.
Give it everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
After this huge touchdown play from the Eagles, that's how they get onto the board and give us our current score. It's 7-0 with 3:36 left to go in quarter numero uno. Jared Jones, happy to be with you in Tatum Eagles Stadium. The Tatum Eagles, not a new figure on the Antler Sports Network. However, these White Oak Roughnecks are looking to get their first win against these Tatum Eagles in 14 matchups. Kick is up and away. Takes a bounce at around the 5 and rolls into the end zone for a touchback. And that's where the Eagles defense will take back over after forcing a 4 and out on their last trip. 3:36 once more left in the first quarter. The Roughnecks led by Jackson Ludlow in the last game, almost a 50-point loss against Liberty Alu and the Leopards. Ludlow went 8 for 18, 154 yards, no touchdowns. Sipes with 21 carries, 91 yards, and 2 house calls. Looking to turn that offense around tonight. A win here, once again, as well as a Gladewater win, keeps them alive. However, a loss tonight will mathematically eliminate them from playoff contention. Low, clap of the hands, little snap. It's going to be a handoff. Juke to the left side, now to the right, back to the left once more. It's going to be a short carry for Sipes. Sipes will gain around 5 or 4 yards. Bring up 2nd and 6 on the 29. White Oak in the Mississippi State style all-white Stormtrooper uniforms. Maroon piping along the tops and bottoms, as well as maroon lettering and numerals. And it's batted and tipped. It's intercepted. Tatum goes the other way. Touchdown Eagles. My goodness. Ludlow dropped back, looked to pass it short, but it was tipped and eventually caught and hauled in by Quincy Davis. Oh my goodness. So 2 quick touchdowns in a matter of moments. Wow. My oh my. As we await the PAT, the kick is up, through, and true. Our new score with 3 minutes left to go in this one. I thought Halloween was over, but this game still wild. 3 minutes left, 14-0 Tatum, back in 30 on the Antler Sports Network. So, after what was an interesting way for the Eagles to get onto the board, they currently, with 3 minutes left, are up 14-0. It was a tip and end zone carry by Quincy Davis. Great heads-up play by the 6'2", 170-pounder. that now puts the Roughnecks in a pretty awkward spot, down 2 possessions early. The Eagles ready to boot things off once again. As number 17, Abiel Aguirre, the senior, celebrating senior night, ready to boot things off. It's a high arcing kick, however, not a lot of distance. Running catch is made at around the 20. Breaking to the outside and eventually tackled on the return is going to be Tyson McKinney, the junior. And that's where the Roughnecks will take over once again, 1st and 10. Hopefully, if you're a Roughneck fan tuning in, you have a much better start to the drive than the last one. A pass that was batted down and taken into the end zone. That gives us our 14-0 score. The Roughnecks are undefeated so far this year when they don't throw an interception. However, all 3 of their losses are games where they have thrown an interception. One thing to keep in mind, 2:55 left to go. 1st and 10, new drive. Ludlow, handoff to Sipes. As Sipes rolls, maybe gains a yard, and that's all they'll give him. On the tackle is going to be Carlos Hernandez, the junior, on the tackle. His first tackle of the game as clock rolls now. 2:37 and counting. Left to go in quarter number 1. Ludlow and company gets the call from the White Oak sideline. After this, they have a date with the Gladewater Bears, a team who they're hoping can take down the Atlanta Jackrabbits tonight to keep their own playoff hopes alive. Ludlow dropping back, looking to throw, steps up, under pressure, gets rolled down at the 25-yard line. Big hit by Demarion Tolbert to get into the backfield and come up with the hit. First sack of the game for the Eagle defense and the first TFL of the game as well. Comes at a huge moment, a massive loss. What could have been 3rd down and medium now turns into 3rd down and 14 to go. Now should be an interesting play call coming up for Coach Ludlow and company. An offense that, as Coach Ludlow said, is very balanced. The closest ratio to rushing and passing yards per game in the district. Ludlow throws, strike on the run is complete. They say it's incomplete, intended for Tyson McKinney. Again, McKinney the intended target. That incompletion will bring up 4th down and 14 to go. And about definitely punting time, as it looks like the White Oak punting unit will trot onto the field. With 1.5 minutes left to go in this first quarter, Ludlow to boot, Bradley to return. As Ludlow, running kick, plenty of distance, and Bradley will fair catch it at around the 42-yard line. As we have a quick minute, let's go ahead and take a look at the projected playoff bracket, at least before tonight's results. Of course, this can change. As we at the top of the bracket, Liberty, Alu, and Commerce, as well as Malakoff and Atlanta. This is out of District 6, this being, of course, District 5. Winsboro projected to go against Tatum, and Emory Raines, who holds a tiebreaker over Mount Vernon, projected to play the Bulldogs of Jefferson. As now 1st and 10 coming up for Tatum in their next offensive drive. It's going to be a handoff, and going maybe a couple of yards going to be Gibson. Gibson will gain 2. 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Eagles. As we take just one more look at the second touchdown that the Eagles ended up scoring, ironically, their offense wasn't even on the field. It was a big defensive play that ended up coming down with 6 points from Quincy Davis, the sophomore, has given us our current score of 14-0. Here are the Eagles on 2nd and long. Handoff to Gibson again. Hit second gear, but his spear brought down. Huge tackle is made by White Oak's Cameron Venable. As Venable almost hitting a spine buster tackle, almost a WWE move with 30 seconds left to go in this quarter. Could possibly be the final play. As we get one more final look at that Venable's hit, Tatum looks like they might be able to squeeze out one more play out of this one. That gain of 3 from Gibson makes it 3rd and 5. 10 seconds to get the play off. They put a man in motion. It's going to be a keeper for Bradley. Bradley up the middle. He's got room at the 40. 35-30. Jukes to the right side. Still has space. 25-20. 15-10. Tripped up at the 5. As the Eagles, as the final second remains in this first quarter, a huge play. The whistle will blow to start the clock, and that will conclude the first quarter of play. What a way to begin this one. How about that? We played one here at Tatum Eagle Stadium. Our score, 14-0. Back in 1 minute from the ASN family of platforms. This is Texas High School football. Set to begin quarter number 2 in what has been a very eventful contest. 14-0 Tatum with the advantage here on senior night. Seeing first down and goal. Quick handoff up the middle is going to be stuffed just short of the end zone. However, a gain of around 4 will make it second down and goal for the Eagles. The Eagles with a win, and they're in. That same scenario goes for the Atlanta Jackrabbits, who are in action against the Gladewater Bears tonight. So we'll try to get updated scores as that game transpires. There was a small chance of some possible rain or maybe even thunderstorms tonight, but the rain, at least here in Tatum, has subsided. Just a 30% chance of showers and storms. It's going to be a rush once again, breaking to the right side. Gain of 3 is going to be short. Run by Gibson once more, the 200-pound senior. Listed as a fullback, but also plays a little bit of linebacker as we've elapsed a minute. Ball will be placed on the 2. They've gone to that outside run back-to-back times now, but with them being pretty much walking distance into the end zone, could possibly either maybe keep or see Bradley try to go over top. Who knows? Handoff to Gibson again. Gibson is immediately speared, met at the 1-yard line. So now, 4th and goal is coming up for the Tatum Eagles offense. White Oak in the short yardage situation. Their defensive front has stood firm so far. Now the question is, what will Coach Whitney Keeley and company have for this important 4th down with 10-15 and counting left to go in the first half of play? Tatum breaks their huddle. Crowd the line of scrimmage as always. Bradley under center. Fake handoff to Kaden Tatum. Jukes end zone. Touchdown Eagles. I see no flags, at least for now, as the horn lets loose here at Eagle Stadium as we take another look. Kaden Tatum with a 2-yard touchdown rush, his first of the game. Second on the ground. Well, first on the ground for the Eagles. So how about that? A team that really likes to go to the ground to score their points has done just that. So we wait the PAT from Garza. The kick, the hole is line drived and good. Our new score with 10:01 left to go in this one. It's all Eagles. Let's see if we'll see more of the same coming up in a shake. 21-0 on the Antler Sports Network and ASN Radio.
it everything at Pelche Kia and Tyler, where tough never quits.
Roughnecks down big early on the road in this all-important district matchup. Winner of this game pretty much controls their own destiny in the playoff picture. Jared Jones, happy to be with you in Tatum Eagle Stadium with 10:01 left to go in this first half. Short kick. The Eagles say they have it, waiting on an official signal. And they do. At least from our perspective, the Eagles have the football back, and now it's 1st and 10. Wow. Caden Tatum, who just scored the touchdown just moments ago, as we take another look at that said touchdown, comes up with the onside recovery and now puts the Eagles once more in pretty solid field position to get into the end zone again. So now a Caden Tatum touchdown, followed up by a Caden Tatum onside kickoff recovery. Tatum's doing it all for Tatum. Say that 5 times fast. 10:01 left to go in the first half. Gibson in at running back. 2 out wide for the Eagles, and a quick timeout is called, and it's going to be made by Coach Ludlow and the Roughnecks. As they talk things over, we'll give our sponsors a chance at a message. Back in 1 minute. White Oak down big, 10:01 left to go. From the ASM family of platforms, this is Texas High School football. So after the White Oak timeout, they'll have 2 remaining after giving up an onside kick. Ball is placed on the 45. Handoff to Caden Tatum. Tatum, he fakes it. It's going to be a throw downfield. Bobble, incomplete. Pass was intended for Luke Sigler. A gutsy call nonetheless. It was a flip run to Tatum, to Caden Tatum, that is. He let it fly, had Sigler downfield. Then a completion will bring up 2nd down and 10. 9:53 left to go after the gutsy call from Coach Keeling. Back to back. Went for an onside kick. Not going for a halfback pass. I mean, I guess you could do that if you're up 21-0 at least this early. Now here's Ratley. Quick toss, double toss. It's going to be for Sigler. Sigler up the left hash. 20, 15, 10, 5. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown Eagles. And the lead grows even more. So I guess the trickery even extends to 2nd down. All right. Quick flip, easy turn for the 44-yard touchdown run for Luke Sigler as he is untouched into the end zone. However, we do have a brief stoppage of play. Still waiting on to see what it could be for. Coach Michael Ludlow run along the right hash, trying to get the attention of the official. Is not happy at all with something. As now Greg Hare is flanked by Ellery Watson, the headline judge. I don't think this touchdown is getting turned over, though. At least I don't think, as the official still talking it over, back and around the 35-yard line. Still discussing. Once again, don't know what it could be for. As now looks like it was a face mask penalty called. Coach Keeling is onto the field, speaking with the headline Judge Watson. He's not happy either. He's on top of the numbers at around the 37-yard line. As both teams will trot back, wipe the points from the board. And I guess Coach Ludlow saw something that, I don't know if that was specifically why, or maybe it was the nature of the play. As now referee Greg Hare giving an explanation to Keeling. Keeling still not happy, pleading his case. So what was a 44-yard touchdown run by Tatum on the reverse carry has been wiped away. And now Caden Tatum himself is joining the conversation, trying to get some kind of an understanding. Greg Hare still talking with Eagles coaches. As Hare gives one final nod, Keeling walks away, exchanges one more word, and now goes back to the Tatum sideline, as instead of 6 points at 9:43, he now faces second down and 25 to go from his own 41. Wow. What a change of events. Now clock will roll as we approach 9.5 left to go in this second quarter of play. Bradley hands to Gibson. Gibson bobbles, pinballs his way through the 45-yard line. Tackle made by a host of Roughnecks led by Cameron Venable. As it was a solid gain of around 4, however, could be seen as a bit of a drop in the bucket. As you see at the bottom of your screen, yes, 3rd and 21 with 9 minutes and a couple of ticks left to go in this first half. We've seen that Coach Keeling so far in this game is not afraid to go deep in his bag of tricks. And so once again, we want to thank Rep and the Roughnecks for helping us compile stats and history. As Bradley drops back, high steps, sidearm throw is incomplete. Pass was intended for Caden Tatum. Right next to him was Luke Singler trying to recover it. Then a completion will bring up 4th down and 21. An obvious punt time, as it looks like, yep, the punting unit will come onto the field for the Tatum Eagles. And a drive where at one point could have resulted in points. As we take another look at that Caden Tatum run. On the reverse, but it was called back by a face mask penalty and much discussion, as this one is a very, very awkward kick, almost blocked. Ball will roll and the Eagles will down it and stick the Roughnecks in awkward territory. As another reminder, as we congratulate the new 2024 3A State Marching Champion White Oak Roughneck Band, and we will have their performance in full at the half. That being 8 minutes and 28 seconds away from where we sit now. Fresh set of downs. The White Oak offense trots back onto the field, still scoreless. Score is 21-0 with 8:28 left to go. Ludlow with 3 wide and 2 backs. It's going to be a keeper for him. Rolls out, throw. It's completed the flat for Ladwick. Ladwick turns, spins. Still gaining yardage and eventually gets brought down after a gain of around 4. 2nd down and 6 coming up for the Roughnecks. It stayed in bounds, so the clock will continue to roll. Coach Whitney Keeling in the Gary Patterson-esque visor. It's a carry right down Main Street, but appointment denied. The carry by Sipes gets nowhere. Loss of 2 is going to make it 3rd down and 8. Check that, make it 3rd down and around 6 to go. Ludlow in the gun. Drops back, looking left. Hierarching throws, got a man downfield. It's incomplete. Just overthrowing Braden Bratcher, and that could have been trouble if it was complete. As Bratcher beat the Tatum secondary downfield as we take another look here. Ludlow just a little too much muscle on that one. Yep, Bratcher easily had his defender beat downfield. As now that will bring up yet another punting situation for the Roughnecks. With 7:36 left to go. As Ludlow rolls to his left, it's a low kick, it's blocked, it's bobbled, goes out of bounds at around the 24-yard line. Ludlow went out to his left to delay the kick, seeing if something could develop, I'd assume. Didn't get the kickoff quick enough. Tatum special teams unit sending a little bit of extra heat. Was able to get a hand on it, and now White Oak will give the Eagles the football back deep within their own territory. It's 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line for the Eagles. Notably enough, the Eagles had to punt the football back in their last offensive trip after a 44-yard Caden Tatum touchdown run was wiped away by a face mask penalty. So now prime real estate yet again. Handoff. Right along the left hash. Looking for space. Is still going against McAllister. Already has a touchdown today. And on that run has 11 yards and moving the chains. First down, Tatum. After the McAllister run. We know the Eagles like to keep it on the ground, and understandably so. They've been absolutely money in the running attack so far tonight. It was about 67 degrees at kickoff. Somehow we've warmed up a tad bit, sitting at around a nice 70 degrees here in Tatum, Texas. Just a short drive from Longview, Texas. Tatum Eagles looking to stay unbeaten in home district games. It's a handoff to Gibson. Gibson gets tackled down. The Tatum sideline wanting a penalty flag. Dueling Roughnecks on the hit, that being Kenny Poole, as well as Colin Wheat. Wheat, the senior, going to get his first action of the contest. Solid gain of 2 is going to make it 2nd and 8 to go for the Eagles. Gibson has 141 carries for over 800 yards and 13 touchdowns. A solid season so far for him. As now here comes 2nd and 8 with 6:45 left. It's Gibson again. Stutter steps, happy feet, gets brought down at the ankles. On the hit, it's going to be Trevor Sizemore, the senior. As now 3rd down coming up after a short gain of maybe a yard or 2. Yep, they'll give them just one singular yard. 3rd and 7 from the 13 with 6:20 and ticking remaining. Sigler will check back in, at least I believe so. No, he will check out. 3rd and 7 coming up. Handoff to Gibson. Now check that. That's going to be a handoff for Carson Hernandez. The linebacker gets his first carry of the game. Gets stood up by a host of White Oak defenders. First one to get there is going to be Cameron Venable once again. That's tackle number 4 for him. Gain of 2 is going to make it 4th down and 5 to go. As now Singler will be checking back in. One thing to note, Singler, amongst Tatum receivers in White Oak secondary, technically the tallest on the field, at least via the rosters that we were provided by both ball clubs. He's a lone receiver at the bottom of your screen. As they're going to try to maybe 50-50 ball it to him. No, it's going to be a keeper. Keeper by Bradley is pushed out of bounds, but a flag is thrown. It was thrown right in front of the Tatum sideline as Bradley got to the outside of the numbers. So we don't know if that could possibly send things back as we're awaiting the call from the white hat Greg Hare. Offside penalty is going to be called against the Roughnecks. That will move them half the distance, and more importantly, make it 1st and goal. So now the rich just keep getting richer. They'll take it first and goal at the 6-yard line. It was a Gibson touchdown last time they were in the White Oak red zone. Dustin Hennigan, the lone receiver, at the top of the formation. Keeper for Bradley. Bradley jukes and spins, gets brought down, though, once again by a host of Roughnecks. Great gang tackling by the Roughnecks on defense. Tackle made by Gavin Cheesecake Meadows on the hit. We'll make it 2nd and goal. We've seen a couple of explosive plays by these Tatum Eagles on the offensive side of the ball, at least from the early going. Now it looks like White Oak is back to slowing them down, as they've shown a couple of times on defense today. 4:40 left to go. Total breaks, 4 receivers, 1 slot. Man in motion is going to be McAllister. It's going to be a keeper, speed option, toss to Caden Tatum. Tatum already has a touchdown today into the end zone, and he's in for 6. Touchdown, Eagles. Caden Tatum hauls it in for the 6-yard rush to put Tatum up even bigger. 27-0. I see no flags as Caden Tatum gets his 2nd touchdown of the day. And the Eagles, one word, folks, dominating. As we wait the PAT try from DeCarlo Garza. The snap, the kick is through up, and it is good. Bueno on the PAT. The lead expands once again with 4:26 left to go. It's all Eagles, folks. 28-0. Back in a break on the Antler Sports Network.
Give it everything at Pelche Key and Tyler. We're tough, never quits.
Oh, when my Marco's craving hits, it really hits. And with unlimited medium one-topping pizzas for $6.99 each, I can cover tonight's cravings and tomorrow's. Nice. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Feast your eyes on Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico. Fresh dough made daily, topped with our signature sauce. 3 real cheeses, classic pepperoni, plus crispy cupped Old World pepperoni. Pure pepperoni perfection for just $9.99, but for a limited time only.
Garza's kick is up and away. Returned by the Roughnecks at around the 20. No, to make that around the 16. As bobbling it and having just fall on it is McKinney. As McKinney might have had a chance for a solid return, but instead corrals it and just gets back on the football. Take another look at the touchdown that occurred before the break. A 6-yard Caden touchdown rush to give us our current score. Caden Tatum so far an early contender for our player of the game, who we will elect at the conclusion of tonight's broadcast. 1st and 10, it's coming up. Fresh set of downs for White Oak with 4:23 left to go. Hasn't gotten on the board yet. 3 out wide. 1 slot receiver for Ludlow now. Ratcher in motion. Ludlow drops back. Throw. It's caught. Sliding catch is made. Move the chains. 1st and 10. Catch made by Ladwig, his 3rd reception of the game. Gain of 13 will move the sticks. Ball's now at the 33. As we take another look at that last completion. Ludlow looking to continue this offensive drive on a positive note. It's a handoff to Sipes. Sipes gets pushed forward. Did he get enough? Yes, he did. Gain of 11 is going to be another 1st down. So back-to-back carries, and now this White Oak offense is rolling with 4 minutes left to go. 2 quick big plays, one on a throw from Ludlow to Ladwig, and now that last run by Sipes for a gain of 11. They hand it to Sipes again. Sipes looking for blocks. Instead, sees a swarm of Eagles led by the big man, number 70, Demarion Tolbert, his second tackle of the game. However, Sipes does get a singular yard. That'll bring up 2nd and 8. 2nd and 9, that is. Roughnecks have it on their own 46. 3.5 left to go. Possibility that they could use the rest of this clock on this one drive alone. Ludlow throw is bobbled, incomplete. Pass intended for Ladwig. Just one tap away, or maybe one more step away from coming up with the interception. Off after the hit was Aqualan Smith playing safety. This Tatum Eagle team, very senior ladle. 52 different seniors recognized here on senior night, and being athletic trainers, football players, band, drill team, cheerleaders, and more. Incompletion makes it 3rd and 9 now. Head off to Sipes. Sipes bottled up yet again. He'll get to the line of scrimmage, though, and guess who on the tackle? It's Tolbert once more. And it looks like the Eagles will take their first time out. And we'll take it with them. As Whitney Keeley and company talk things over, his Eagles still up big, 28-0. 3:14 left to go in the first half on the Antler Sports Network and ASN Radio.
Shaky and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
After the Eagles timeout, they talk things over. 28-0, 3:14 left to go in the first half. The Eagles up big here on senior night. 4th and 9 coming up for Ludlow and this Roughneck offense that has shown signs of progression, but in terms of the good old-fashioned eye test on the scoreboard, hasn't been able to get anything going. They have it on their own 46. The Eagles do have a man deep. It's Singler and Bradley, the two safeties. 4 out wide for the Roughnecks. 15 seconds to get a snap off with 3:14 remaining on the clock. Ludlow now. Seemingly in the gun. Clap of the hands. No pooch kick here. Steps up. Pressure. Throw into the flat. It's complete. Caught by Bratcher. Will they mark him short? I believe so. Thankfully, we have the beauty of almost immediate instant replay. It was a risky throw by Ludlow. We take another look, and now not 100% sure. As we see Ludlow make the throw, we see where the catch is made. I don't know, might have gotten just there. Short maybe the length of a football lace. However, referees mark it as a turnover on downs. They'll mark him short. The Eagle offense will trot back onto the field, already knocking on the door of Roughneck territory. Ball's on the 46 after the failed 4th down conversion as they fake it, and it's McAllister with it. McAllister, juke, spins, still on his feet, bounce to the outside and around midfield, gets stood up and tackled out of bounds. So it was supposed to be another reverse by the Eagles, gets snuffed out by the Roughneck defense. It was Caden Tatum who flipped it as he was getting brought down by McAllister. McAllister able to save the day and turn what was almost going to be a loss of around 9 to a gain of 9. 2nd down and 1 yard to go for the Eagles. 2:55 left to go in the second. As both teams, funnily enough, have brought their respective train horns to the game. It's going to be a handoff to Tatum. Tatum stutter steps. Flag is thrown. 2 flags, 3 flags now. If I had a flag, I'd throw it too just to join in on the fun. 2:47 left to go in the second. Clock will stop. Holding penalty is going to be called against the Eagles. Their 3rd of the game. As now almost at a 2nd and 1. The Roughneck offense gets a brief sigh of relief. It'll be second down. And around 9 to go. After the officials walk it back, clock will roll. 2:45 and counting left in this first half. White Oak still yet to get onto the scoreboard. Another reminder that we will have the state champion White Oak Roughneck Band performance at the half. Quick throw from Bradley to Singler. Singler jukes, spins, gets to around knocking on the door of the 40. However, it is a gain of 12 and an Eagle first down. Now they make a couple of quick substitutions. Could possibly be a classic 2-minute drill as we take another look at the Singler catch. Singler and Bradley also two big parts of the Tatum Eagle basketball team. Both players, all district selections. It's going to be a handoff that he's immediately bunched up. Ball comes out. Don't think it was whistled down. White Oak says they have it. Waiting on the official ruling. Don't know if they said he was stood up before. As we look to see, not 100% sure, not the best view there. As Ludlow was back on, Coach Ludlow was back onto the field, pleading his case. So the Eagles will keep the football. First down and 10. Greg Hare instructs the clock to stop. As Bradley gets the call from the sideline, and now Coach Whitney Keeling is going back to referee Greg Hare. Tell you what, this officiating crew has heard it from both coaches tonight. As Ludlow, as you see right at the top right of your screen, right on top of the numbers at around the 45. And Whitney Keeling speaking with referee Greg Hare on the other side of the 45. The scoreboard is reading first and 10 with 2:14 left to go. It's also having its possession arrow pointing in the direction of the Tatum Eagles. The question is, will it be their football or not? Once again, another reminder that we will have the state champion White Oak Roughneck Band and their performance in full at the half. So now Greg Hare going over to Michael Ludlow, speaking to him. However, it's first and 10 Tatum. They will keep the football. Clock instructed to roll. Gibson has it. Pinballs, fights through. Gain of around 9. And one of the hardest, some of the hardest fought 9 yards I think we've ever seen. Gain of 9 will make it second down and 1 to go. Now check that. The dial-a-down is marking it third down. And now a flag is thrown from the White Oak sideline. Don't know if it's going to be on the Roughnecks sideline or what it could be, but it was thrown well before the snap. As hopefully White Hat Greg Hare can give us an explanation. It is a sideline warning that was assessed to the Roughneck sideline. However, it will remain third and 1. Clock will roll with 1:24 left to go. And what could possibly be the final drive of the first half. It's a handoff to Caden Tatum. Tatum breaks through, hurdles a Roughneck defender, still on his feet. Breaks out, touchdown, Eagles. Caden Tatum does it again. Literally Mario leaping over a defender on his way to the end zone on a 36-yard touchdown run, his second of the game. Caden Tatum has had a fantastic day on the ground, and it continues. As we await the PAT from McGuire. The snap, hold, kick, low line drive, and it's bueno. It's good. Our new score with a 1:11 left to go in the first half. It started as all Eagles, and it's still all Eagles. Back in 30 from the ASF Family platforms, this is Texas High School football. The Caden Tatum touchdown for Tatum. The Eagles up massive on senior night. We still have 2 more quarters left to play, not to mention the 1:11 left to go in the second quarter. 35-0 Eagles. So far, fair to say, the home fans, you're happy on a late Friday evening. A Friday evening that was expected to possibly be full of rain, but instead is going to be a solid return by Ladwig. Gain of around 24 yards. Now with 1:05 left to go. The Roughnecks will have one final shot to get onto the board. 1st and 10. They will start from their own 40. Once again, this game of great importance as we take another look at the district standings as of prior to tonight's games. Jefferson and Liberty Allo taking on one another. Pretty much is for the district championship. Atlanta in 3rd. Tatum holding on to that 4th playoff spot. White Oak, as you see, in 6th. 1st and 10. Ludlow hands off to Sipes. Sipes gets wrestled down. Tackle by Tatum's Carlos Hernandez. But not before Sipes can gain 4 and make it 2nd and 6. 49 seconds left. However, it doesn't look like the Roughnecks have too much space getting back to the line of scrimmage. They do have 2 timeouts, though. One thing to keep in mind. Ludlow is going to throw. Winds up and a huge hit. Luke Sigler. Right place, right time. And it looks like the intended receiver is a bit slow to get up as we take another look. As Coach Ludlow goes back onto the field, take another look at that throw. An absolute massive hit. And as he gets treated to, we'll give our sponsor the chance and a message during this injury timeout on the Antler Sports Network.
Give it everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
Oh, when my Marco's craving hits, it really hits. And with unlimited medium one-topping pizzas for $6.99 each, I can cover tonight's cravings and tomorrow's. Nice. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Feast your eyes on Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico. Fresh dough made daily, topped with our signature sauce. 3 real cheeses, classic pepperoni, plus crispy cupped Old World pepperoni. Pure pepperoni perfection for just $9.99, but for a limited time only.
Injured Roughneck is helped off of the field under his own power. Hopefully he's going to be okay. That incompletion after the hit will make it 3rd down and 7 to go. 31 seconds left. Clock will halt, of course, with it being an injury timeout. A very manageable 3rd and long to note. So low in the gun. Clap of the hands. Silent count. Handoff to Sipes. Sipes is stuffed right down behind the line of scrimmage. Tackles made by Austin Freeman. His first hit of the game. It's going to be a TFL. And a loss of 1. Now 4th and 8. Fair to say, keep your offense on the field, go for it. 14 seconds left. 13, 12, 11, 10 now within the dime seconds. And it looks like the Roughnecks will just sit on their pockets and let this clock run out, and they do. We head to the break. Tatum up massive on senior night. 35-0 our score. We'll have the Roughneck Band and more at the half coming up in a shake from the ASN family platforms. This is Texas High School Football on ASN 1 and ASN Radio.
Give it everything. At Pelshake Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
At this time, the White Oak High School Twirlers and Flag Line will perform a routine to Confidence. following program includes White Oak Fanfare by Ward, University of North Dakota March by K.L. King, and Cyrus the Great by K.L. King, and the Claxton by Fillmore. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the 2024 UIL 3A State Military Marching Band champions, the White Oak High School Regiment of Roughnecks. Drum Major Sean Richardson, you may take the field in this halftime performance. band is under the direction of Jacob Ramos, Randy Watley, Gustavo Corrales, Tiffany Tanunian, and Amanda Frazier. The outstanding band members of the week are Alex De La Rosa and Mia Martin. The band would like to thank the community of White Oak, the Roughneck student body, and the wonderful administration for their continued support. And thank you for being a great audience. Go Roughneck!
Give it everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
When my Marco's craving hits, it really hits. And with unlimited medium one-topping pizzas for $6.99 each, I can cover tonight's cravings and tomorrow's. Nice. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Feast your eyes on Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico. Fresh dough made daily, topped with our signature sauce. 3 real cheeses, classic pepperoni, plus crispy cupped Old World pepperoni. Pure pepperoni perfection for just $9.99, but for a limited time only.
Give it everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
screen. Yes, that is number 62, the captain, Lucas Frazier, lining up as a receiver. Quick jump, no flag though. It's going to be a keeper throw from Ludlow. It's complete across the left-hand side to Ladwig. Makes a quick adjustment at the line of scrimmage. 8 seconds to get the snap off now. 7, 6, he gets the snap. Drops back, pressure, strike across the middle. It's almost tipped, almost intercepted there. Great hand by Caden Tatum. Here's 2nd and long. Dustin Hennigan, the lone receiver at the bottom of your screen. It's going to be a handoff and a juke right at the 40. Still barreling. Tackle's going to be made by White Oaks' Michael Morgan. Eagles crowd the line of scrimmage again. It's going to be a handoff to Caden Tatum. Tatum has a couple of blocks upfield. Still puts you through at the 40. Flag is thrown by the back. That being the head referee, Gregory Hare. Congratulations to them, the newly and christened 3A UIO state marching champions. Throw from Bradley. It's bobbled yet complete. Breaking it on the outside sideline at the 40. Pushed out of bounds at the 37. Is going to be a huge. Now, the Tatum offense looking to try to get that yardage back. Bradley. It's going to be a handoff along the left side to Jackson Prince. And Prince is bottled up in the backfield. Back. It's going to be a drop back throw. Bradley's got a man down the field. It's caught! Caught! End zone! Touchdown Eagles! Piping along the tops and bottoms, as well as maroon lettering and numerals. And it's batted and tipped! It's intercepted! Tatum goes the other way! Touchdown Eagles! Hoping can take down the Atlanta Jackrabbits tonight to keep their own playoff hopes alive. Ludlow dropping back, looking to throw, steps up, under pressure, gets rolled down at the 25-yard line. That's given us our current score of 14-0. Here are the Eagles on 2nd and long. Handoff to Gibson again. Hit second gear with a spear brought down. Huge tackle is made by White Oaks' Cameron Venable. The playoff. They put a man in motion. It's going to be a keeper for Bradley. Bradley up the middle. It's got room at the 40. 35-30. Jukes to the right side. Still has space. 25-20. 15-10. Tripped up at the 5. Tatum breaks their huddle. Crowd the line of scrimmage as always. Bradley under center. Fake handoff to Caden Tatum. Jukes end zone. Touchdown Eagles. 5. Handoff to Caden Tatum. Tatum, he fakes it. It's going to be a throw downfield. Bobble, incomplete. Pass was intended for Luke Sigler. A guts. Now here's Bradley. Quick toss. Double toss. It's going to be for Sigler. Sigler up the left hash. 20, 15, 10, 5. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown Eagles. And the lead grows even more. Ludlow in the gun. Drops back. Looking left. Hierarching throws. Got a man downfield. It's incomplete. Just overthrowing Braden Bratcher. And that could have been wiped away by a face mask penalty. So now prime real estate yet again. Handoff. Right along the left hash. Looking for space. Is still going against McAllister. Already has a touchdown today. And on that run has a lot. Man in motion is going to be McAllister. It's going to be a keeper. Speed option. Toss to Caden Tatum. Tatum already has a touchdown today into the end zone, and he's in for 6. Touchdown Eagles. One slot receiver for Ludlow now. Bratcher in motion. Ludlow drops back. Throw. It's caught. Sliding catch is made. Move the chains. 1st and 10. Completion. Ludlow looking to continue this offensive drive on a positive note. It's a handoff to Sipes. Sipes gets pushed forward. Did he get enough? Yes, he did. Gain of 11 is going to be another 1st down. It's Ludlow now. Seemingly in the gun. Clap of the hands. No pooch kick here. Steps up. Pressure. Throw into the flat. It's complete. Caught by Bratcher. Well, that's territory. Ball's on the 46 after the failed 4th down conversion as they fake it, and it's McAllister with it. McAllister, juke, spins, still on his feet, bounce to the outside and around midfield, gets stood up and tackled. Another reminder that we will have the state champion White Oak Roughneck Band performance at the half. Quick throw from Bradley to Singler. Singler, juke, spins, gets to around, knocking on the door of the 40. However, it is a gain of 12. It's going to be a handoff that is immediately bunched up. Ball comes out. Don't think it was whistled down. White Oak says they have it. Waiting on the official ruling. However, it's 1st and 10 Tatum. They will keep the football. Clock instructed to roll. Gibson has it. Pinballs, fights through. Gain of around 9. And what could possibly be the final drive of the first half. It's a handoff to Caden Tatum. Tatum breaks through, hurdles a roughneck defender, still on his feet. Breaks out, touchdown, Eagles. They do have 2 timeouts, though. One thing to keep in mind. Ludlow is going to throw. Winds up and a huge hit. Luke Sigler. Screen, yes, that is number 62, the captain, Lucas Frazier, lining up as a receiver. Quick jump, no flag, though. It's going to be a keeper throw from Ludlow. It's complete across the left-hand side to Ladwig. Makes a quick adjustment at the line of scrimmage. 8 seconds to get the snap off now. 7, 6, he gets the snap. Drops back. Pressure. Strike across the middle. It's almost tipped. Almost intercepted there. Great hand by Caden Tatum. Here's 2nd and long. Dustin Hennigan, the lone receiver at the bottom of your screen. It's going to be a handoff and a juke right at the 40. Still barreling. Tackle's going to be made by White Oak's Michael Morgan. Eagles crowd the line of scrimmage again. It's going to be a handoff to Caden Tatum. Tatum has a couple of blocks upfield, still pushing through at the 40. Flag is thrown by the back, that being the head referee, Gregory Hare. Congratulations to them, the newly christened 3A UIL state marching champions. Throw from Bradley, it's bobbled yet complete. Breaking along the outside sideline at the 40, pushed out of bounds at the 37, is going to be a huge. Now, the Tatum offense looking to try to get that yardage back. Bradley. It's going to be a handoff along the left side to Jackson Prince. And Prince is bottled up in the backfield. Back. It's going to be a drop back throw. Bradley's got a man down the field. It's caught! End zone! Touchdown Eagles!
Give it everything. At Pelche Key and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
When my Marco's craving hits, it really hits. And with unlimited medium one-topping pizzas for $6.99 each, I can cover tonight's cravings and tomorrow's. Nice. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Feast your eyes on Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico. Fresh dough made daily, topped with our signature sauce. 3 real cheeses, classic pepperoni, plus crispy cupped Old World pepperoni. Pure pepperoni perfection for just $9.99, but for a limited time only.
Everything. At Pelche Key and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
halftime has concluded. The nacho chips have been put away, and we are set for half numero 2 from Tatum, Texas. 35-0, our score. It's been all Eagles since pretty much the opening kick. The question is, will we see more of the same, or will we see the Roughnecks turn things around? We'll find out in a shake. Tatum won the opening toss and elected to receive, so that means the Roughnecks will get the opening kick to begin the second half of play. If you're listening over on ASN Radio, the Eagles will be kicking off from right to left. The Roughnecks will be returning from left to right. Once more, can't stress this enough, playoff implications on the line to say the least, as we take one more look at the standings before the opening kick. At the top, two teams that are playing for arguably the district championship, the Jefferson Bulldogs and Leopards of Liberty Ilu. Atlanta sitting in third, the Tatum Eagles up big in fourth, White Oak in sixth. Also another thing to note, in order for Tatum to get in, they have to win. Plain and simple. For White Oak, they need a win as well as a Gladewater win to have a numerical chance. Those same Gladewater Bears are taking on the Jackrabbits of Atlanta High School. We'll have scores from the district games as soon as we can get them. Opening kick is going to be returning around the 7-yard line. Going the other way where they're looking for space is Brettenberg, Johnny the number 10. He gets stood up by a host of Eagles, and initially on the tackle making first contact is number 12, Grayson Lee. And so it'll be first and 10 for White Oak, and pretty murky field positioning here. We've ticked off 6 seconds in the second quarter of play. And the scoring opened up with a 44-yard touchdown throw from Bradley to McAllister. 2 touchdown runs from Gibson of 4 and 2 yards respectively. And 2 touchdown runs from Caden Tatum at 6 and 36 yards. That has given us our 35-0 score. So now as Jackson Ludlow, the junior, trots his White Oak offense back onto the field, down big. Opening possession with a 5 out wide. It's a bubble screen, out caught by number 17, Bratcher once more, who returned the opening kick. He gains around 4 yards to make it second down and 6. He does get pushed out of bounds, so I don't know if they'll stop the clock or not. Nope, it will continue to roll. Gain of 3. Instead, we'll make it second and 7 to go. Ludlow turns to his father, making the play call to his left. Now goes back to the offensive line, barks the play call. 4 out wide, 2 perspective in the slot, has a tight end, empty backfield. Shotgun snap, low snap, taken around the knees. 5 out wide instead, has a man across the middle. It's almost complete. Brittenberg, the intended target. And it was almost trouble by Tatum's secondary. Had 2 safeties out wide as we take a second look. Ludlow threaded the needle exactly where it needed to be. Brittenberg unable, however, to haul it in. And that'll make it third down and long, about 7 to go. With 11:14 left to go in this third quarter. So a huge sigh of relief by the Tatum Eagle defense. Gave up what was almost a huge play. Ludlow, flush out of the pocket, rolling out to his left along the number. Sidearm throw is diving, and it's caught. Hall did heck of a catch made by Bratcher. Bratcher, his second catch of the drive, and arguably his coolest. As we take another look, Ludlow flushed out of the pocket, forced to flush out to his left. The sidearm throw right into double coverage, almost quadruple coverage, that is. 1st and 10, fresh set of downs for the Roughnecks. Here's 1st and 10. Keeper for Ludlow. Back step to the left, gains around 6 or so. We'll make it second down and short. Now, we've seen this song and dance before, at least from the White Oak offense in this contest already. We've seen their offense get to fantastic starts. The question is, you can start well, but can you finish even better? We'll see. Only time will tell if that reigns true. Here's 2nd and 6. White Oak operating from the Tatum 47. Low getting the play call. 13 seconds to get a play off with 10-17 and counting left to go in the third period. As we do have scores, and we'll get to scores from across East Texas and the district in question in a moment. With it is Ludlow. Ludlow with a lane. Ludlow with a burst at the 15, 10, brought down at the 9-yard line. Move the sticks, 1st and 10. Jackson Ludlow once again calling his own number this time, and a toll-free call. 1st down and 10 on big yardage. 1st and goal coming up for the Roughnecks on another massive carry. Ludlow just simply getting into open field and letting his legs do the rest. Here we go. 9:45 left to go. First down and 10 from the 11-yard line. Ludlow once again has 5 out wide. 3 receivers, diamond, bunched up at the bottom of your screen. Ludlow drops back, looking left. 50-50, fade ball. Back of the end zone, bobbled, incomplete. Pass was intended for Bratcher once again. In coverage. In coverage going to be number 7, Zaquaylin Smith. Possible touchdown saving deflection there. Now with 9:29 left to go, they take a shot in the end zone. However, in pretty solid standing. They're at the Tatum 11. Have to get to the 1 to get a fresh set of downs now. Atlanta in the second quarter is up over Gladewater 21-7. Malakoff currently blanking Mount Vernon in the second, 28-0. Commerce is beating Rains, who is currently sitting in 4th in the sister district to this White Oak district, 20-19 in the second period. We'll get more scores in a quick shake. Ludlow, slant, into the end zone, it's caught! Did he get through, though? Did he break the plane? Yes, touchdown, Roughnecks.
Pass is complete to Bratcher.
They were looking for Bratcher all drive long, and they finally convert and get onto the board with 9:22 left to go. Roughneck fans, a sigh of relief as the dry spell is over. As they prepare for the PAT, take a look at some more area scores. Elkhart up over Winona 18-0. West Russ currently blanking the Bison of Buffalo 35-0 in quarter number 2. Ludlow to hold. Awaiting the kick is Brady Prazak. First time we've said his name this evening. Low line drive kick is up, through, and true. As the horn blares, White Oak is finally on the board. 9:22 left to go. It's 35-7, still all Tatum. Back after this in 30 seconds on the Antler Sports Network and ASN Radio.
Give it everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
So after a brief timeout, on the opening kick, after White Oak gets on the board for the very first time to make it 35-7, they go for an onside kick. The question is, did it travel the necessary yardage needed? Coach Keeling ran onto the field immediately after the kick was fielded and down by the Roughnecks, who said they had possession, and is still talking to head referee Greg Hare, donning the white hat tonight, is absolutely frazzled. Now pointing a stern finger at Hare. Hare nagging back right at him. Ludlow and his Roughneck offense is onto the field. The chain gang is saying, at least position-wise, that it's White Oak football. The question is, will the officials agree? Coach Keeling pointing back at a sideline around the 40-yard line is an absolute disgust. The head line judge, Ellery Watson, as well as the line judge, Don Hawley, flanking him to his left and right as they now retreat. Coach Keeling now nagging at Hawley. Hawley retreats back to the 40 to try to get away from Keeling, but Keeling's right behind him in tow. I don't think this call's going to get switched. It'll be White Oak football from the Tatum 49-yard line. So now, after scoring for the first time, the Roughnecks with an opportunity to score once more. It's a quick pitch and throw out of bounds intended for Bratcher. That'll make it 2nd and 10 from the 49. 9:19 left to go in the third. Absolute confusion has befallen upon many of us here at Tatum Eagle Stadium. After the incompletion from Bratcher from Ludlow, Ludlow flushed out to his left, rolls out, pushed out of bounds and around the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage. Making it, let's mark it about maybe 3rd and 10. Don't know if he got to the LOS or not.
And it's third down.
Nope, they will not give him a single extra yard. Ludlow was pushed out of bounds, and now 3rd and 10 coming up. So now a huge 3rd down coming up after the gutsy call. Ludlow drops back. Double covers, throw, it's incomplete. No, it's picked off. No, they'll say it hit the ground. Grant Adcock almost came up with the play of the night. Adcock almost intercepted it around the 31-yard line. However, the back judge, Garrett Wilkes, immediately making the decree that it hit the ground first. Therefore, it will be an incomplete pass, resulting in 4th and 10. Biggest 4th down of the game for White Oak. Has momentum. Question is, will they capitalize? Low snap. Ludlow flushed out. Looking to his right. Now to his left. Retreated. Stepping back. Losing massive yardage. It's incomplete. Ludlow was rushed by an entire nest of Eagles, and a flag is thrown late. So Greg Hare looked over to assistant coach Jamie Bradley as well. So I believe that's Grayson Lee who was there on the rush. Intentional grounding penalty is called against White Oak. Fair to say, got to decline this one. So now 1st and 10 coming up for Tatum. On a drive that began on an onside kick call after scoring your first touchdown, the Roughnecks end up doing nothing with it, turning the ball over. And now 1st and 10 for Tatum. Once again, amazing field position. Ball is on their own 38 with 8:50 left to go in the 3rd period. Bradley fakes the pitch, rolls out to his right, steps up into it, has a man in zone, incomplete. Pass was intended for the all-district basketball small forward, Luke Sigler. who has the Antler Sports Network for highest three-point percentage in a contest at 85%.
Defensively, Bratcher, number 17. Second down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. And if you're a Roughneck fan, you have to be relatively upset here. You get into the end zone for the first time, you get the football back, and you give Tatum the football back once again in White Oak territory. It's a handoff to Tatum. Tatum stutter step, jukes across to the left, now back to the right along the right hash. It's going to be a gain of around 7. Now 3rd and 3 is coming up for the Tatum Eagle offense. Just under 8.5 left to go in the 3rd. Quick substitution now, checking out of the game for the Eagles is going to be Jackson Price as well as Kennington Harrison. Haven't heard much of Harrison today in this game. The Eagles rush to the line of scrimmage in the dime seconds to get the snap off now as we hit 8 minutes. Bradley, hand off to McAllister. McAllister sandwiches way through a couple defenders. Front flips and almost lands. Wow. Probably the most flashy gain of 5 I've ever seen. Now 1st and 10's coming up for Tatum as his offensive drive continues. As we take another look at the McAllister run, he gets tripped, gets flipped. Tyson McKinney, the one to make the play. So now another fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. They approach the line of scrimmage now. Kaden Tatum in motion. They hand it off to Gibson. Gibson gets a hole along the C gap, breaks along the right hash, and gets brought down after a gain of 4. 2nd and 6 coming up. Now with that last run, Tatum officially into the red zone. And we have a score out of the most important game in this district out of Texarkana. Liberty Ilu 14, Jefferson 13, 3rd quarter just beginning. Winner of that game gets sole control of the district championship. As we'll have more scores as the night goes on. Low run, rumbling, stumbling as Hernandez's 2nd carry of the game is going to be a gain of 10. 1st down for the Eagles again. So now, once again, a fresh set of downs. That gets them right to the 10, and will make it 1st and goal. No, they'll bring them down. They'll mark them down at the 11. So instead, a similar situation that resulted in a White Oak touchdown. They scored on 1st and 11. 1st and 10 from the 11, that is. Throw, back shoulder, end zone, wide open. Eagles get in once again for 6 more. Tatum continues to pour it on as Bradley, as you can see, had his man wide open into the end zone. Our new score, barring the PAT, 41-7 with 6:30 left to go as we await the point after try. DeCarlo Garza, the snap, the hole, the kick, line drive, through, true, and bueno, folks. Tell me how many times you've heard this. Tatum expands their lead, and they continue to do so. With 6.5 left to go, it's all Eagles, 42-7. Back after this on the Antler Sports Network. Jared Jones back at Tatum Eagle Stadium with 6.5 left to go. It's all Eagles, folks. 42-7 on senior night. A reminder that tomorrow afternoon we'll have college football. This time on ASN2. It's the 11th ranked in the NAIA most recent national polls. Rams of Texas West University hosting The Surging Steers of Texas College. Sooner Athletic Conference Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week on ASN 2. Myself and Jimmy the St. Christopher will be on the call. Pregame at 1:30, kickoff at 2. We await the kick after that last score by the Eagles. As after this kick, we will get more updated scores from across the district and other playoff contending teams as the kickoff is returning around the 20. Breaking to the outside, looking for spaces. Brettenberg at the 40, 45 at midfield. Flag is thrown late as there's 2 Eagles and a roughneck. Not walking into a bar, however, extracurriculars being had at the 35, back on the opposite 35, and another flag is thrown. That's 3 total in a span of around 45 seconds. So it looks like one penalty will be assessed against the Eagles, most likely. That's according to head line judge Ellery Watson, at least. And it is. That'll march the Roughnecks back. Holding penalties called against White Oak. So that'll make their first and 10 just a tad bit more difficult. Let's go by classification here, shall we? Starting in 6A. Longview coming out of the break. Up on the Falcons to note 40, 14-0. Forney blanking out Tyler Legacy in the third, 34-0. Marshall up at the half over Hallsville, 28-0. Moving down to 4A. Gilmer beating Spring Hill in the second, 33-14. Center over Athens. That game still in the first. That was a 7:30 start, a later start. 7-0 Rough Riders over the Hornets. Chapel Hill up 14-7 in the second quarter. That game possibly for the last district spot. Now moving back to 3A. Of course, our game here with 6:21 left to go in the third, 42-7, all Tatum. The district title, Liberty Ilu up over Jefferson, 14-13. In their sister district, Malakoff blanking Mount Vernon, 28-0. Staying in that district, Commerce, the Tigers over Rains, 20-19. Ludlow on the keeper, accelerates to the outside, gets a gain of 10 and looking for some extra change on that one. Gain of around 19 yards is going to be a huge run to begin the drive for the Roughnecks as we take a second look. Of course, this and all of our instant replays brought to you by SportScope, official instant replay provider of the Antler Sports Network. Another first down this time. Lutlow's run will get him to the 40-yard line. And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock at 6:12. Ludlow gets the play call. Barks orders at the offensive line. Tatum looking to send the heat, and they do. It's a keeper. Bounce to the outside as Ludlow trucks forward. Gain of 11 or maybe 10. He gets right to midfield. Another rush for Jackson Ludlow is good to move the sticks once more. So back-to-back first down carries from Ludlow of 10 or more yards. Now the question is, when you try to switch things up, if you're this White Oak coaching staff, throwing some play action to try to keep this Eagle defense off guard, which has kept you at bay pretty much for, well, let's say 2.5 quarters. Ludlow, loud clap of the hands of the pistol, drops back, looking, long throws, got a man, it's jumping, catching, complete at the 15-yard line. Bratcher on the catch, move the sticks, but a flag is thrown, and this one is going to be against White Oak, so negate that massive play. A 35-yard completion snatched away by the Yellow Hanky. With 5:33 left, win snatched out of the sails of the Roughneck faithful. Man, oh man. So now, with that penalty, that'll make it second down and 20. Instead of being at midfield, White Oak gets pushed back to their own 40. Wow. Tatum had a 44-yard Caden touchdown run snatched away by a penalty. Ironically, a holding. And now White Oak feeling that sting of their own. Ludlow takes a couple of blocks, spins, gets pushed forward, gain of 5. Now third down and let's mark it maybe third down and Alto to go for this White Oak offense with 4:50 and rolling.
Pino's 5 on the play, 2nd and 15 from the 45.
As White Oak makes a quick substitution at the wide receiver position. Now Ludlow wipes off the hands. Low snap once again. Throws. Got a man wide open. It's caught. Pass is complete to guess who? Braden Bratcher. They snatched it away from him this time. I don't see any flags. As we take another look. Massive completion from Ludlow to keep the offense on the field. And this drive continues as the Roughnecks rush back to the line. Bratcher has been Ludlow's best receiver, at least so far today. And a little bit extra after the catch. Ball's down on the 39. Better than where they were prior to the penalty. Tatum jumps. Flag is thrown. So now, chances are that might give the Roughnecks a couple of extra yards, barring the decision from referee Greg Hare. Offsides penalty is called against the Eagles. That will definitely be to the delight of Roughneck fans as they try to get something going in this game. However, they won't be shut out. They were only shut out once, and that was back on the 11th of October, a 60-0 loss at home against the Bulldogs of Jefferson, who are now battling against the Leopards of Liberty Ilu for a district title. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. 3:40 left to go. Low snap once more. Throw, fadeaway throw, Dirk Nowitzki style. However, it is complete to its big target yet again, Brayton Bratcher. You know, Wise Man once said there are 3 things guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and Ludlow looking for Bratcher on that flat. It's been there pretty much all game long. Now here's 2nd and 1. They push forward, exactly what the doctor prescribed. Gain of 3 will move the sticks and continue this White Oak drive. So this is easily the best that White Oak has looked in terms of a collective offensive drive all game long. Once again, the million-dollar question remains, will they be able to get into the end zone? They already have once in this game. Ludlow in the pistol. Has one back, 4 wide, 2 slots. Looking, quick throw, pitch a catch to the outside is going to be caught by Preston Burke. Preston Burke breaks to the sideline at the 5. Touchdown, White Oak. Okay, that answers my question. As the Roughneck horn bellows from right below the field here at Tatum Eagle Stadium. And that puts a slightly smaller dent into the deficit here with 2:44 left to go. It's now Tatum 42, White Oak 13. As we await the point after attempt from Brazak. Brazak awaiting the hold from Ludlow. The kick is up, not to the head from the officials, and it's good. After the touchdown run, yet again, White Oak gets back-to-back trips into the end zone. But how will the Eagles respond? We'll find out in a shake. From the ASN family platforms, this is Texas High School Football. The Roughnecks getting back onto the board via a fantastic drive put together by big catches from Bradshaw from Ludlow, capped off by a 39-yard touchdown pitch and catch to Brittenberg. And now we kick things off once more. The Eagles looking to respond. However, still up big. Have plenty more time to try to expand their lead. Now, notably, White Oak has already successfully recovered an onside kick. They go for it again. High bounce. Ball is still out, but thankfully, right in the nick of time, it's Dustin Hennigan who falls on the football. Now Tatum will take over 1st and 10. Notably, our game to watch now in the third quarter. Liberty Ilu now up 21-20 over the Bulldogs of Jefferson. We'll continue to keep an eye on that one. The second most important game we'll be watching, and arguably has the most implications for tonight's game. In the fourth quarter, Atlanta up 21-7 on Gladewater. Atlanta and Tatum in the same boat. If they win, they're in. White Oak needs the Bears to pull out a win against Atlanta to keep their playoff hopes alive. Gibson spins. Gain of 4 is going to bring up 2nd and 6 on the alligator roll, tackled by the Roughnecks. Gibson already has 2 touchdowns on the day, 1 of 4 and 2 yards respectively. Sabine, the lone team as of right now, was mathematically eliminated from playoff contention. They also have the bye week. Bradley, it's a handoff, this time to Hernandez. Hernandez breaks a tackle, breaks another one. This time he gets tripped up at around the 40-yard line. Tackle's going to be made by Trevor Sizemore, his second tackle of the game. However, Hernandez gets first down yardage, move the sticks. 1st and 10 once again for the Tatum Eagle offense as we're knocking on the door of 2 minutes left in this third period. As Hernandez looks like he might have caught a Charlie horse or a cramp, he trots back over to the Tatum sideline. As now we're inside of a minute 50. Fair to say the Eagles are going to keep this on the ground and eat up as much clock as they possibly can. Up big, 42-14. Run right down Main Street by Gibson again. Gibson will get to the original line of scrimmage, and nothing more, nothing less, folks. 2nd and 10 coming up once more. However, the main benefit of that is the clock keeps on moving. Commerce up on Rains, Emory Rains that is, 20-19. That game still reporting at halftime. They're projected with a win to take on the Bulldogs of Jefferson in the first round, or at least the loser of the Liberty Ilu Jefferson game. Handoff to Gibson once more from Bradley. Gibson jukes left, jukes right, just swooshing White Oak defenders off of him. They pile up at the line to gain. He will get 10, make that 12. And what was supposed to be just a gain of 10 now turns into a gain of almost 14. As we take another look from the Gibson pileup, first one to get to him from White Oak was Jacob Sorgi. As Gibson with the lower body strength to keep pushing forward until reinforcements arrived, and Lord knows they definitely did. 42 seconds left to go. We might have one more play left in this third quarter. And at that quarterly break, we'll dive more into the playoff scenarios as Gibson jukes to his left, gets brought down by a host of Roughnecks. First one to tackle him was Michael Morgan, the linebacker. So we'll wait on the official spot. Quick substitution here for both ball clubs. It's going to be a gain of 9 for Gibson. 2nd and 1 is coming up. And that will be the final couple of seconds in quarter number 3. It's been all Eagles all game long. And as we head to the fourth, could see more of the same. Tatum up big, 42-13. Back after this from the ASN Family Platforms, this is Texas High School Football. Fourth quarter beginning in a moment. And as they flip fields, going to take a look at the absolute mess that has become this current playoff bracket. Now, where the current scores stand, the playoff matchups will be the winner of the Liberty Alou Jefferson game going against the loser of the Emory Reigns Commerce game, and vice versa. Tatum, fair to say, will lock in a win tonight and projected to play the Raiders of Winsboro. Malakoff currently up big in their contest against Mount Vernon, who lost the tiebreaker against Reigns, who they could have made a late season playoff push, but their loss to Reigns, and them currently with a chance to defeat Commerce. As a fade ball, end zone, bobbled, incomplete. Almost 6 points. Pass was intended for Bradley. First time we've seen Bradley not at quarterback. So fair to say he might be heading back under center in a moment here. Then a completion will bring up 3rd and 2. Ball is on the 14-yard line. 11:55 left to go. It's going to be a handoff. Gibson fights through. Think he has first down yardage, and he does gain of 3. Move the chains once again to bring him down and around the 12 or so yard line. So now if they get to the 2, they'll have a fresh set of downs, and with this running attack, fair to say, it'll only be a matter of time before they try to punch that thing in for 6. Now as the chains move, it'll be first down and 10, indeed, from the 13-yard line. It's a handoff, bobbled. New quarterback is in, is Grant Adcock. It's still bobbled, and White falls on the football. So Adcock, the new quarterback, tried to hand it off to Gibson. Botched the transition. Ball comes loose. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times the ball either hit one player or the other or change possession. So now luck seems to be on the Roughnecks side, as now, after 2 straight touchdowns, 2 touchdowns and 3 drives, they have the football back with it on the 28-yard line. 1st and 10. 11:20 left to go in the 4th. Okay. I guess this is our Halloween game, so it'll be only befitting if we've seen some of everything. Ludlow still in at quarterback. Double clap of the hands. It's a keeper for him. Goes to the right side. Brought down after a gain of around 6 or so. Tackle's going to be made by Tatum's number 18, Kennington Harrison. We've seen him pretty much all day on defense, just haven't seen much of him on offense. Second and mediums coming up for the White Oak offense. Two safeties for Tatum. 3 receivers at the top of your screen. As Ludlow bubble screen. It's incomplete. Pass was intended for McKinney. Tyson McKinney, that is the intended target. 10:36 left to go, making it 3rd and 5. As Ludlow gets the play call from the White Oak sideline. Two slot receivers are the previous target, McKinney, as well as Scotty Bettenberg. And over at tight end is Dylan Sanchez, one of the many team captains on this Roughneck team. Helmet comes off from an Eagle. Ludlow sidearm throw is incomplete. Right through the gloves of Sorgi as a flag is thrown late. As we take another look, as Tatum Eagle fans are demanding a hold, as it looks like that might be exactly what it is. And yes, holding penalty called against the Roughnecks will push them back. As now with that, that'll make this third down just a tad bit more difficult with 10.5 left to go. Quick substitution on defense for Tatum. It's going to be Zaquaylin Smith who will check back in. Coming out in exchange will be Braden Howard, the 5'11", 150-pound sophomore. No one said he'll just be switching with Smith. As it looks like the back judge, Garrett Wilkes, as well as Greg Hare, the referee, are discussing something over the football, which is being placed at the original line of scrimmage. Once again, don't possibly know what the discussion could be regarding. As a field judge, Jermaine Cohen was trying to switch out a football, maybe. As Hare making the signal of holding. As he speaks with the headline judge. Well, the line judge, not the headline judge, but the line judge, Don Holly. We now disperse. Holding penalty is called against the Roughnecks. And a sportsmanlike conduct penalty called against Tatum. Those penalties will offset. So that'll bring things back to where we began at 3rd and 5. So a holding penalty does stand against White Oak, but an unsportsmanlike penalty was called against the Eagles. Head coach Keeling and company, again, not happy. The way he's been acting tonight, it's almost like you might have gained him a bag of candy corn or something. 10.5 still sit on the clock. As he's back to talking with referee Hare. Still discussing. Ball is placed from the spot of the previous play. And I don't think it's getting moved, folks. And no, it will not. As Hare steps back. All referees are in their original position. Drop of the fist, and we are set to go. Back in it, tight end is Sanchez. The two slider McKinney, as well as Kyler Priest. Ludlow drops back. Got a man wide open. Incomplete. Right out of the grasp of Dylan Sanchez. Ludlow was blown up. Great pressure by Kennington Harrison yet again. So now that'll bring up 4th down and 5. 5 seconds ticking off of the clock after that last play with 10:25 left to go. And now decision time for Ludlow and his Roughnecks. Once again, they need a win as well as a Gladewater win over Atlanta just to keep hope alive for a postseason berth. Ludlow dropping back, pressure, winds up, throw is complete, across midfield, almost to midfield. Pass is caught by Tyson McKinney. McKinney, his 3rd reception on the day, will move the sticks 1st and 10. 10:18 left to go. Has had another 1st down for White Oak. 4th quarter. Also a game of the 4th quarter, the game we were just mentioning. Atlanta currently up over Gladewater 21-7 in the 4th period at Jack V. Murphy Stadium. We'll get you the score on the district title game in a moment. After the catchers, 1st and 10. It's batted down. Ludlow's pass. And swatting it away and possibly getting a spot on the Eagles basketball team is Grayson Lee. Swooping down to come down with the swat. Block off the backboard. and probably could have taken it back for a layup. Who knows? Only wait and see if he's going to be on the basketball roster. The deflection brings up 2nd and 10 with 9:55 left to go. Game late in the third quarter. Liberty Al-Lucille over Jefferson, 21-20. Ludlow, low snap, picks it up, walloped as he throws incomplete, intended for McKinney. Downfield coverage provided by the Eagles' number 12, Grayson Lee. So after the McKinney intended target, it's unsuccessful. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 48-yard line. After a pivotal fourth down play call on 4th and 5, the elected throw, McKinney was able to come up with the gain of 14 to move the chains. Sanchez, the tight end, shifts to his left. Ludlow drops back, hop step, sets his feet, throws, across the middle, he's got a man! Across the middle of the field is Bratcher. No one's going to catch him. Pick up the phone, we got a house call. Touchdown, Roughnecks. As the horn bellows, a 52-yard touchdown bomb to Bratcher once again. His 2nd touchdown catch of the night. As Ludlow had his man wide open, getting past both safeties for Tatum's defense. And now 42-20 our score with 9:38 barring the PAT. Flag it up as Prazak. This is a low line drive. Kick, not of the head. It's good. Now once again, we got a new score. 9:38 left to go. White Oak stringing some possessions together. Still down big though. 42-21 our score. Back after this on the Other Sports Network. Roughnecks get on the board again. Funnily enough, they're 2 for 3 on onside kicks tonight. Could we possibly see one more? They approach it. It is an onside kick. High bounce. It's taken in by Tatum's number 13 or number 12. That's Grayson Lee. And yep, Grayson Lee comes up with it again. That's his 2nd onside kick recovery of the game. So that'll give the Eagles the football back with over 9.5 minutes left to play. The longest they've held the ball for a drive this season has been 5 minutes and 23 seconds. So that's about half of the time that remains on the clock. They are capable of holding the football. However, they do get the ball knocking on the door of Roughneck territory. Ball is at, let's say, the 46-yard line. Bradley back in at quarterback. It's a handoff and going absolutely nowhere. Maybe getting a yard. It's going to be Aiden. I believe that's Aiden Courtney. Not 100% sure. Going to get the best view of a number there. And indeed, it was Aiden Courtney. Courtney was, funnily enough, at least to our recollection, was a cheerleader during the pep rally earlier today. So, Aiden, if you're listening to the broadcast, you can Thank your mother for that information. As Bradley rolls out, pitches it soon as he gets hit. Caden Tatum turns the corner, drops back. He's still on his feet, but most importantly, he's moving backwards. That is a loss of 10. Wow. So after the 1-yard Courtney run, looks like we have a stoppage, a timeout, and an official's timeout. Looking to see if there's an injured player down for either ball club. I don't think so. However, the point still remains. It's 3rd and 21 for the Eagles here. Now, a team that in terms of split yardage has gained 2,688 yards on the ground this season prior to this contest and thrown for 361. They've been relatively solid through the air today. As now with 8:32 left to go, looks like there is an injured roughneck, that being Michael Morgan. The 6', 170-pound junior gets helped off of the field. Is walking gingerly on that left leg. As now a fresh 40 is being put up on the play clock here. Interesting to see what Coach Keeling and company has in store for this one. Not a lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd down and 21. Handoff, breaking to the outside as McAllister. Flag is thrown. Still up on his feet is McAllister with open room. Jukes to his right. A heck of an ankle breaker. Crossing midfield. Gets pushed back at around the 42. No, around the, let's mark at the 42-yard line. However, once again, a flag is thrown. Bradley looking back at his own sideline in absolute disgust and dismay, and understandably so, because his offense is going to have to march back some more after holding is called. Wow. So that's the 3rd play of 30 or more yards by either team that has been sent back, not just due to the yellow hanky or the yellow laundry on the field, but because of a holding penalty. So I guess in this case, the best defense is really a holding call. So is the flag still on the field? Haven't picked it up yet, and they have picked it up now. And they will march this thing back. So now, 3rd down and Marshall to go for the Tatum Eagles. 3rd and 31. The second longest down in distance from scrimmage in Antler Sports Network history. And it's going to be taken up by Tatum. Tatum at the 40, 35-30. Jukes across to the left, has 2 left next to beat, gets brought down, knocking on the door of the red zone. I just asked Coach Keeling, don't know if he has anything for 3rd and 21. I guess he looked up at me in spirit and said, okay, how about 3rd and 31? And here's this. A massive run by Caden Tatum. Longest play from scrimmage for the young man tonight. And what seemed to be almost completely asinine to think that you would have one big play to get 31 yards. Caden Tatum and his Tatum Eagles get all that and then some. Move the sticks. 7:40 left to go. Ball's on the 23. Solo receiver out wide. Bradley the throw, leaning back. It's caught by Hennigan. Gain of 8 is going to make it 2nd and 2. .713 and counting as Hennigan caught it leaning backwards. We've seen fadeaway jumpers. How about a fadeaway catch? It's inbound, so the clock will keep moving. Inside of 7 minutes now. 5 seconds to get the snap off. They do. Bradley, quick bubble is intended for McAllister. But McAllister with backhead hands there, incomplete. We'll bring up 3rd down and 2. Platoon swap for the White Oak defense now. Trotting onto the field. As Grant Adcock, back when the Eagles were in this spot on the field, was at quarterback. The Eagles ended up fumbling the football and gave the Roughnecks the football back. That's a handoff this time to Gibson. Gibson skips forward. Gain of 4 is going to be good for a Tatum first down. Tackle is made by Cameron Venable. Venable's 6th tackle on the night. So now looking to see where they'll mark them. They'll put them down at the 13-yard line. So now if they just get to the 3, they'll get a fresh set of downs. 6.5 left to go in the 4th. Bradley. It's a handoff to Gibson again. Gibson fights through a couple of Roughnecks defenders. However, Kelton Cates, with his first tackle of the game, was able to bring down Gibson. Gibson, who's had a solid day on his own, gains 2, brings up 2nd and 8 from the 11. As Hernandez will come out. Bradley back in at quarterback. Under center. Hard toss to Gibson. Gibson up the C-gap. Jump still up. Reaches out. He's going to be short. However, once again, who would have thought? Flag is thrown on the opposite side of the field along the left hash next to the White Oak sideline. As the officials now talk things over, could we possibly seeing another flag that negates a big play? Still waiting. They're still talking things over. Coach Keeling having a quick talk with his quarterback. Holding penalty is going to be called against the Eagles. And a chop block is going to get called against White Oak. I believe either way, the holding penalty will be the one that gets enforced. So now we'll set a 2nd down and 8 after a 2-yard run from Gibson. Both penalties called were against the Eagles, both the chop block and the hold. That makes it 2nd and 23 from the 26-yard line. Bradley has 4 out wide, drops back, looking right. Hit as he throws, it's one hand tipped. Almost picked off and letting out a screech in disgust was Michael Morgan. As we take a second look here, as Bradley took the snap and immediately looked over to his right. The intended target was Luke Sigler. Both Bradley and Sigler just unable to connect there, making it 3rd and 23. With 5:20 left to go in this final period. If you're thinking White Oak comeback and listening on ASN radios, 3 timeouts for both teams. As the ball is bobbled, Bradley falls on it and will lose a yard. Or maybe 2. Yes, they say he'll lose 2 yards. 4th and 25 on the way. They've already converted on 3rd and 20, on 3rd and 31 in this drive. Can they convert on 4th and 24? They're in no man's land. Don't know if they'll want to try to kick for 3 as Sigler will check into the game. Sigler will go out wide to the bottom of your screen. Also, lone receiver up top is Dustin Hennigan. Dropping back. Faking it. Bradley rolls out. Stiff arms a man. Run as he throws. End zone. Caught! It's caught! Touchdown Tatum! Back in the end zone! Bradley with a little Eagle magic on senior night. Flushed out of the pocket, running throw. Has a man wide open in the back of the end zone. And guess who? Mr. Tatum. Caden Tatum wide open. Trevor Sizemore was in coverage. Unable to get to him quick enough. Wow. As we await the PAT, the kick from the southpaw is through and true. I guess only fitting for a Halloween game to have something like this. 4:29 left to go. 49-21. Tatum up big. Back after this on the Antler Sports Network and ASN Radio.
Give it everything at Pelche Kia and Tyler. We're tough, never quits.
Oh, when my Marco's craving hits, it really hits. And with unlimited medium one-topping pizzas for $6.99 each, I can cover tonight's cravings and tomorrow's. Nice. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Feast your eyes on Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico. Fresh dough made daily, topped with our signature sauce. 3 real cheeses, classic pepperoni, plus crispy cupped Old World pepperoni. Pure pepperoni perfection for just $9.99, but for a limited time only.
Quick kick taken by the Eagles. It's going to be returned by Tyson McKinney. As Roughnecks get the football back, 1st and 10. Biggest score to note in the district championship game between Liberty Ilu and Jefferson. The Bulldogs now down to the 4th, 35-27, that score. And the other game that we've been keeping an eye on pretty much all night long is the Atlanta Jackrabbits' final score, 35-7. We'll get final scores from the rest of the district, the remaining game of the district, in a brief moment. So now with that Atlanta win, that now means that the math becomes even more difficult for White Oaks to get into the postseason even with a win. Ludlow takes the opening snap of the drive, gain of 16. As now will move the sticks and they'll rush back to the line to move the chains. Coming up on 4 minutes left to go in the final period. Ludlow gets the call from the sideline. Sanchez has his tight end once more. 4 out wide, 2 slot. Ludlow drops back, looking right, winds up, throws across the middle. It's incomplete. Pass was intended for McKinney. Almost intercepted by Grayson Lee. Now check that. I believe that's Carlos Hernandez, or can't really tell. It's a scrunch number. Either way, result remains the same. 2nd and 10 coming up. So with that, Atlanta theoretically will clinch the 3 seed after defeating Gladewater 35-7. That game just going final a couple of moments ago. As Ludlow put Sanchez in motion. Waist-high snap. Throw is complete to Brittenberg along the left hashes. As Brittenberg took a second to get up. And as he gets up, he reveals a penalty marker. It's been, I guess you could say it's been a relatively good while since we've seen a flag.
Face mask on Tatum.
Face mask penalty assessed against the Eagles, 15-yarder. Will bring up a very manageable first down with 3:55 left to go in the fourth. White Oak deep within Eagle territory. So the Eagles, similar to Atlanta, a win and they're into the postseason. We'll have no post-game coverage after this. However, the highlights will be posted right here on the Antler Sports Network YouTube channel a couple hours after this game goes final. Low snap is going to be a keeper. Up the right side, along the right hashes, and he gets a gain of 11. First down and 10 once more for the junior quarterback. Second Ludlow run of the drive that ends up getting first down yardage. Third first down of the drive, 2 on the ground, 1 through the air. It's now first and 10 coming up from the 20. Right at the Tatum red zone. As we have a quick timeout, possibly, don't know who taken. It was taken by the Roughnecks. As they take a timeout, we'll take it with them. Back in 30 seconds. 2:25 left to go. Tatum up 49-21. Back in 30 seconds, right here on the Antler Sports Network and ASN Radio. After the timeout, White Oak still down. However, we can at least try to get a briefing as to how this will line out. The projected playoff matchups with Liberty Ilu taking the win, at least according to the latest score. No game hasn't gone final just yet. However, the Leopards ahead over the Bulldogs 35-27. Liberty Ilu wins. They'll take on Commerce in the first round. Atlanta, the projected 3 seed, will take on Malakoff. The Tatum Eagles with a win. The way things are looking, we'll take on Winsboro, and Jefferson and Rains will square off as well. After that last Ludlow run prior to the break, it brings up first down and 10. Ludlow takes a step forward, drops back. Jukes stays alive, flushed out on the right side. Will take it himself once again. It gets flipped, however, stays up now before gaining 8. Takes a huge hit. Won't be a first down, but will be great yardage with second down and 8 coming up after the solid gain. Second and 2 coming up after the gain of 8, that is. Roughnecks looking to get back onto the scoreboard. They've strung together some great jobs in the second half. But if you're a Roughneck fan, you have to be wondering where this was in the first half of play, because they look like 2 completely different teams. Bobble snap, rolling snap. Ludlow flushed out once again. Steps back, fade, throw into the back of the end zone and out of bounds. Intended for Bratcher yet again. Now that brings up 3rd and 2 from the 13. A first down will give them solid standing, at least in the field position department. So, now with 3rd and 3 coming up, we have just received word that Jefferson has scored. Our new score in the fourth quarter, Liberty Ilu 34, Jefferson 27. So the Leopards not out of the woods, or in this case the jungle yet. Delay of game penalty called against the Roughnecks will push them back some more. Looking at some of the other games in the area. This game in the late stages of the third quarter, Commerce up big over Emory Rains 41-19. However, Rains is pretty much a lock as the one team that could threaten their positioning, that being Mount Vernon, they already hold the tiebreaker against. Now 3rd and 8. Ludlow throws in zone. It's complete. Touchdown, White Oak. Ludlow had a man wide open across the middle, that man being Scotty Brettenberg, his first touchdown reception of the game. As the Roughnecks making a bit of a late game run here in garbage time with 1:58 left to go in the contest. As we await the PAT attempt from Prazak. Mount Vernon up big in the fourth quarter, down big over Malakoff, 70-0 that score. As this one is no good. However, a flag is thrown possibly for roughing the kicker. Still waiting on the official to let us know what their decision will be. Both teams have one more contest remaining. After this one, as we'll keep it here as we continue to look through scores. So the final call is a roughing the kicker penalty called against Tatum. However, they will decline it. The field goal is good. That gives us a score of 49-28. Now, let's go ahead and take another look at the district standings prior to tonight's games. At the top two, the two teams that are battling right now for a district title, Jefferson and Liberty Ilu. We gave an update on that score just about a minute or so ago. Jefferson ended up getting back onto the board. They're still down, however, 34-27. Atlanta finally extinguished of Gladewater. That final being 35-7. They will sit solidly in the third spot as they hold the tiebreaker over the Tatum Eagles, who of course are up now against White Oak. Gladewater will fall, as well as White Oak will fall, barring something John Tyler versus Plano East-esque. And of course, Sabine, as of kickoff at 7 o'clock Central tonight, the only team mathematically fully eliminated from playoff contention. There's a onside kick snatched up by the Tatum Eagles once again. This time it'll be down at the 31-yard line. And Tatum will have great field position, 1st and 10. So now you may have to believe that one more first down could possibly be an end of this thing, unless Ludlow and the coaching staff want to try to get as many points as they can in order to possibly bolster a playoff spot. However, with Tatum keeping this score, and the result at hand, as well as Atlanta beating Gladewater, locking in the 3 seed, be fair to believe that the playoff hopes are, the playoff sand is falling out of the hourglass. As this is a carry by Zaquaylin Smith, his first of the game. Has a little bit of extracurriculars afterwards between Tatum's number 11, Jackson Price, and White Oak's Michael Morgan. Well, after the play, like two rabid hyenas right there at around the 20-yard line. However, in this case, on this field, hyenas do get penalty flags. As we don't know if it'll be assessed to both players or just to one or the other. Personal foul penalties called against both Prince and Morgan. They will offset. It looks like they will just simply replay the down, making it 1st and 10. As we already broke down the district standings, I was going to take another look at the projected playoff bracket that we had. That's pretty much set in stone as of right now. Only factor is a current contest between Liberty Ilu and Jefferson. And if that game goes final during our broadcast, of course, we will deliver the final score. 1:45 left to go after the dueling 15-yard penalties. It's going to be a handoff to Gibson. Gibson, low, angry run is going to be a gain of around 4 or so. Tackle made by a host of Roughnecks. First one to get there was Michael Morgan, the number 15. Gain of 6 will make gain of 5. Will make it second down and 5 to go after the Gibson carry. Now with 1:15 left to go. Handoff. It's to Gibson again. Gibson jukes to his left. Right knee, right leg goes right down on the right hash marks. Gibson a gain of 3. We'll make it third down and 2. Inside of 1:50 seconds left to go. And you have to think with the White Oak Band is playing, if you can hear via our crowd microphone, a little bit of irony in there somewhere. 40 seconds left, 14 on the play clock. As I said at the beginning of this drive, a first down could possibly be the final nail in the coffin. Victory formation for the Eagles. Bradley takes a knee. And that, folks, will do it. Our final score from Tatum, Texas. Tatum 49, White Oak 28. Wow. A Halloween game that saw plenty of ups and downs. However, the Tatum Eagles with a win tonight are going dancing and will head to the postseason. The White Oak Roughnecks, at least by our count statistically, have been eliminated. But we've seen crazier things. We've seen much crazier things. And of course, with it being Halloween, could you really expect nothing less? Be sure to tune in tomorrow afternoon over on ASN2 at 1:30 p.m. Central. It's the 11th ranked Texas Wesleyan Rams hosting the Surging Steers of Texas College. Kickoff at 2 p.m. Central. For more information, playoff rankings, and more, playoff positioning, standings, and more, go to antlersn.com/HSFB. For our fantastic ASN remote crew, that being Noah Raditz, our statistician, and our Tyler ASN studios, our executive producer Justin Jackson in our Houston ASN studios. We have a final score apparently out of Jefferson, out of Liberty ILU. Jefferson, not necessarily a final, but Jefferson with a 2-point conversion now goes up 35-34. We have those scores and scores from across the Lone Star State as playoff positions get sealed once again online at antlersn.com/HSFB. Once again, that'll put up on tonight. Our final, Tatum wins big on senior night, 49-28. For Bentley Tatum on replays, Adam Tuberville, show control. Emily Majors on the wide view camera. Noah Raditz in our Tyler ASN studios, Justin Jackson in our Houston ASN studios, and the rest of our great ASN Sports Network crew. I'm Jared Jones saying adios from Tatum. For the last time, our final, Tatum 49, White Oak 28. Until tomorrow, so long, everybody.